Tell them run it off.
What is going on? What is going on, everybody in the house? What is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it off. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it off. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it off. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it off.
Yo, yo, yo. Make sure we got some audio going here. Welcome out, welcome out. It is technically what we always do, which is the Cleveland Terry Show on Thursday. We're changing it up a little bit just because first off, why do I look like this? What is this beauty plug-in that they got going on here? Why do I look like this? Let's change some settings here. I am pretty because my mama said I'm pretty. I don't need fake pretty. Touch up my appearance. All right, let's drop this down. Let's see. All right, this is very subtle. Let's see if I like very subtle. I mean, I don't think I need it. I don't think I need it. Then I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to be like terrible. All right, there's me reality. Let's see how I look. You know what? I like my imperfections. I like the way I look, so I don't need to cover up. This is who I am. This is my face. Enjoy my face. This is the real face. I mean, plus, when you think about it, I have all of this, you know, the high-end cameras and the lights and everything is kind of looking perfect. Why do I want to cover it up with some smoothness? You know what I mean? Hold on. Let's go back to this real quick. We got to go back. So I'm using StreamYards today because I'm bringing on DJ Kova in a few minutes to discuss some stuff that's going on. But I guess it defaults to it being on. Let's just put it on max. Let's put this on max. All right, here we go. This is max. It is so processed that look, my beard is gone. It's gone. Look, there it is. Look. That is crazy. I can't look at this way because I can't see the camera. That is crazy. You think if it was good enough, it would at least like color my beard. Anyway, we're going to turn that off because we don't need that in our lives. So let's turn it off and let's get back to real life. Okay. This is me. This is me. This is me. This is me unshaven. This is me, you know, not pulling anything off. And this is my face. I like my face. It took a long time for me to like my face. So I'm going to keep my face the way it is. Anyway, this is Cleveland Terry Show where we talk about all things DJ related. That could be gear related stuff. That could be reviews. That could be business 101. Could be a lot of things. I saw no difference. Thank you, Carly. That's very, very nice of you. So we are just, you know, getting ready to bring on Kova, but we still have another 10 minutes or so. But I just wanted to wait to give people a chance to get on. You know how it works. You gotta wait for people. They like to be late. And some of it's my fault. I'm going to say that some of it's my fault because if you think about it, you know, sometimes I go a little late. Sometimes I start a little late. Sometimes I go a little late. So people have come to expect it. No air. I don't, you know, I don't have any air horn. I mean, I do, but I've never used them. I'm afraid of what that sounds like right now because it didn't turn off. I know some of these on my board here are like, there are effects and not actual sounds. She says, yeah, only you were seeing it. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Let me see. Because why would it be on there if only I could see it? That's weird. All right, let me see. Hold on. Like, it's weird. If I can see it on here, I see it on the screen. I see no way to flick it off. What are you telling me that the softness is only for myself to give me internal? Yeah, see, it shows up on your side. See, there you go. Don't make me feel like I'm going crazy. You're like, the beauty is in you. You don't need that. This is just for you. Then everybody else sees, like, Broomhilda on the other side. Or Hilda? Broomhelga? I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna flip this off because nobody needs this in their life. I mean, I think at certain points, if you got something that's like extreme, I have like a big, like, major pimple right here and it's grotesque, then I understand. Then I get it. I get it then. Thank you, Mac. Thank you. This is where my kids go to dance. Well, Jesus Christ. Now it's just my kid. This is where my kid goes to dance. So when they opened up, they had all their merch that they were selling and everything. And this was one of them. Now, all their hats were black. And they were selling them. Look, we all know merch is, in general, more expensive than it needs to be. So we knew that was coming. But then they had the white one. And I was like, and the hats were already like $40, $45. Okay. But then they had the white ones and it was like limited release. Ooh, I'd like one of those. I'm like, okay, this is going to be $65 for a hat. For a hat. And the funny thing about it is I say for a hat and I buy it, right? Then I come home and I'm looking around our house and I'm seeing a lot, and I mean a lot, of merch. My wife's like, I bought you a hoodie. I bought the kids a hoodie each, and then I bought them some sweatpants, and I bought them some hats, and blah, blah, blah. And now I'm just doing the math in my head. Like, wait a minute, hold on. You just spent like $400, and we still have to, pay the tuition every month and everything else. So it was a lot. It was a lot. The starting point of the season was a lot of money that I did not expect to pay. But, hoodies are hoodies. And to be fair, it's a nice hat. To be fair, the hoodies are fantastic. So no complaints. No complaints. It's just one of those things where it's frustrating. Okay. So, let's see here. Somebody asked if I how did Boston go? And I will tell you, Boston did not go just yet because Boston's not until December 2nd. So that's where I will be December 2nd through the 4th. I get in a little later. I was originally going to go on Sunday. And that was the plan anyway. But then we had a video wall that came up. Literally. No, that's the week. That's this week and the week after. Why didn't I go? Oh, just because I'm gone and I'm just trying to stay home a little bit before chaos happens, because this is just this is the starting point. Because after Harvest of Sound, which is December 2nd through the 4th, it starts to get a little crazy. We got NAMM in January. We got NAMM in, okay, so, all right, we got NAMM in January. There may be one more that I'm going to squeeze into, maybe. Then we have Oh, I might be going to see CES, maybe. Uh, then we have Mobile Entertainment Expo. I have my niece's bat mitzvah out in Maryland over Valentine's weekend, and then literally when I land, I have to get in my car. Not necessarily. Depends on when we get home. If we get home on Monday, technically I'm already late. I have to get into my car and drive to Vegas. Or, you know what? I'll see what the flights were like. Maybe it's too much of a hassle. Anyway, take my car, drive to Vegas, and then I'm there for another 2 or 3 days at MEX. I like MEX. MEX is a close conference. It's not the best conference, you know. It's slowly building. I still think there's way too much emphasis on the photo booths and photo booth gear and props and all that stuff than they do for the DJs. But it's still not bad. I just think that it should be more evenly split. It felt better last year, but still a lot, and more power to them. I get it. You know, that's probably where the majority of people are going to for is the photo booth stuff. So, I mean, I bought a 360 booth last year, photo booth stuff this year. I'll probably buy some more stuff. You know, I'm just always looking for deals. So, yeah, that's a great conference. And then we just get busy work wise. You know, I mean, we're busy right now. We have like 8 or 9 bar mitzvahs every Saturday night, but it's not that. It's the other stuff, you know, because on this weekend we're doing the LED wall and the lighting on the same party. That's not the problem. The problem is we can't get into the room until 2:00 to do a wall and to do lighting. That's a lot for, 3 hours, so we're going to be rushing on Saturday. Absolutely rushing. Okay. When is my Mac Mini being delivered? I won't be buying a Mac Mini. Not that I don't appreciate what they're doing. I like it. The best deal is if you buy the base model. The base model is $600, but you only get 16 gigs of RAM. You only get 256 gigabyte hard drive, which is just not enough. But the moment you go up, when you upgrade it, all of a sudden it's so much more money. And then you start to question whether or not you need it. So, but it's still a great, I might wait for refurbs to come out. I was watching, I forget what it's called, Linus Tech Tips. And one of his videos popped up about the Apple refurb site. And he was kind of giving it a hard time. And I'm like, I don't agree. I mean, we know he's a big PC guy, so I'm sure he's a little bit biased, but I don't agree. I think if you are going to go to refurb and just buy a stock Mac, right? No upgraded specs, nothing, just a stock Mac that you can get anywhere. You're probably going to overpay. You're not going to overpay from Apple, but a lot of times, by the time something is refurbed, some of the other stores will have them on discounts. Maybe they'll knock off 10, 15, 20%. So it's probably going to be cheaper. That's not what refurbished Apple website is for. Okay. You want to use refurb when you want to do more than the average. So, you know what? I want to get that M4 Max chip with the 64 gigs of RAM. You spec the whole thing out and it's, $5,000, whatever. And then with the discount, maybe it costs you $4,200. Maybe it costs you around $4,000. That's where the deal is, not on just buying off the shelf. And I wish people would stop spending stuff because it's not necessary. It's absolutely not necessary. Yes, and this is very true, Mixmaster G. You don't want to buy on the first day. You don't want to buy on the first day. You want to go find out what you like and then stay. You need, for all these conferences, if you intend to buy stuff, you need to stay to the end. You can't just come, oh, I'll go on Monday and leave on Tuesday. No, you have to stay until Wednesday, because Wednesday is a day that they're packing up. They don't want to bring stuff back home with them. That's when all the best deals happen, on the last day. When I picked up my 360 booth, I was there until they closed, until the showroom floor shut their doors. So that's absolutely the best way. Absolutely. Okay. I don't love the way I like my text being on the other side. So this is a little more difficult. I'm using StreamYards in case you guys didn't remember. Yes. This is very true. Very true. And I'm going to do both. I should probably get my computer so I can take a look at that real quick. No, that's not true. That's not true at all. The SSD is small on all computers. Every computer starts with 256, so it's not like it's specific to the Mac Mini. That's something they need to change, period. No, even the MacBooks, they all start with 256. That's the problem. You can't do anything with 256. That's crazy. They should be ashamed. I don't know. Do I need to send Kova an invite, or can he pop on here? I don't need to send you an invite. Okay. So, okay. So you need at least, for any computer, and even, I know people are like, well, I'll just get a 256 and then I'll get a external hard drive. And, well, you can, but you're going to have to buy, in order to get the same speeds as your internal SSD, you're going to have to get yourself a Thunderbolt 4 hard drive. Now, all of a sudden, you're paying a lot more money for that external hard drive. I mean, that enclosure alone is going to cost you, for a Thunderbolt 4, probably what, $250, $300? So you're not actually saving any money if you go that route. So unfortunately, it's almost better to bite the bullet, because if you do the upgrade, let me get my computer. So we can just run through this real quick. All right. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. I know there's a way to share on here, but I don't need to because I got too many inputs. Okay. First off, let's just go to the Mac store real quick. And let's see, how do I take my name off? I guess it doesn't matter. It's fine. Okay. Mac Mini. And I'm funny that way. Okay. All right. So notice here, 10 core, 1616, $599 for this one, which is like the best computer ever. $200 more. I guess you're okay, but you don't get the Thunderbolt 4 ports until you move up, I think, to this guy. Thunderbolt 5 ports, excuse me. And now we're at 1400. So this is your sweet spot. Now, obviously, 512 is fine, but I would at least have to go with this one right here. And now I'm at $1,000. Still, a semi-decent price, but $200 to upgrade. This is eight gigs. $200 for 8 gigs is crazy. $600 for 2 terabytes of storage is crazy. Now, on a MacBook, I get it. You need it. So you're going to go ahead and buy that, and you're going to bite the bullet and do it. But that's crazy. It's all in the upgrade fees. So if you don't need anything else besides, the original Mac, and you're not doing, I guess, heavy stuff, like this is just like your computer at home where you don't run a lot of apps, you don't run a lot of stuff, then this one would be great. But I think at a minimum, you're going to need this guy. And then I would see, and this is how they get you. Everything is just $200 more. $200 more. Oh, well, it's $599, but for $200 more, I can get 512. Okay, cool. So you get the 512. But wait, for $200 more, I can get 24 gigs. Okay, wait. It's too much. Now we're in MacBook prices, and that's just insane. So, yeah, this is the sweet spot right here, and still not enough. So you're going to pay $1,200 for this computer. It's just too much money. Too much money. If you're looking for performance, if you're just looking for a computer, DJ Babeboy says, I'm just running music and nothing else. I guess you could get away with it, well, of course, the good old taxes are also there. Here, let me just do this real quick. And let's go to, because, I'm spending all this money at LMU. I better, students. I better be able to get some discount. I mean, for God's sakes, the amount of money that I'm spending, this shit should be free. They should be giving me this stuff. All right. So now we're at $499 for this one. Now at $499, I'd almost buy this just because, but $899 for the 10 core, not terrible. Still, this is a steal if you're not doing anything else for that. Now, real quick, and then we're going to bring on DJ Kova because I know he's waiting. I see him in the green room there. All right, let's take a look at certified refurbished real quick. And obviously there won't be any M4s. We know that. But okay. Ugh. And you see what I'm saying? See the refurbished Mac Mini, the only one they even have on sale is this extreme one here. MT Pro 12 kit. I guarantee you there's like 2 or 4 terabytes in here. 10 gigabit Ethernet, 19 cores, 8 terabyte SSD. That's why this thing is so damn expensive. So there's a person out there that decided I need a Mac Mini supercharged. Now, they didn't just get the Ultra or the Mac Studio. They wanted to get this behemoth, which is crazy. Yeah, some of these studios are insane. Now, as I've been reviewing all of the MacBooks and looking at the comparisons from the M4 and the M3, that's where I'm on the fence, because while I appreciate the M4, obviously processors are amazing. The bandwidth is amazing. But from all the tests I've been seeing, the M3 to the M4 is not as big a jump as the M1 to the M4, obviously. So I'm looking at this like, maybe I get an M3, maybe I get an M3. Let me just flip this down. I'm still going to do 14. It's just the way I work. I'm going to need at least 32 gigs of RAM. I'm going to need this in space gray. Screw that silver. And hard drive needs to be 4 terabytes this time. I had 2 last time, wasn't enough. But no, look, no M3s right now. This is a trick, by the way. They do this on purpose. They do this on purpose because they know that a lot of people are looking at the M3s instead of getting the M4s. So this is a trick. They took the M3s down. When I looked at this 2 weeks ago, there was dozens and dozens of M3s. And you're not going to tell me that there's no M3s in stock right now. That's crazy. So I'm just going to have to wait. Yeah, by the time we hit February, we're going to see some M4s in there. And it's not going to be just like the base model. It's going to be the big dogs. And that's where you get your deal, hopefully. All right, so before we go any further, I can keep talking till I'm blue in the face, but we have DJ Kova waiting in the green room. We want to discuss something that he's doing on his show. So that's why we're actually using his StreamYards, which I think is so cool that you can do that. I don't know why more people aren't just sharing StreamYards. Like, this is dumb. We're missing a golden opportunity here. There should be everybody should have a stream. Like, you should have 5 people that use StreamYards, and every day they stream. Every day. That stuff will cost you like $5 a month, man. Golden opportunity. I think I'm going to start creating StreamYards accounts and just licensing them off. And everybody just give me some money. It looks good, though. I don't know what it looks like on your side, but it looks good on my side. That's always the big fear when you're dealing with browser-based stuff, is how it's going to look. So the question will be, does DJ Kova, does he run the settings for Touch Up My Appearance? That's the question mark. Is he looking like an animated character, or is he going to look normal? That's the big question. I'm telling you, we're going to see right now. So in case you guys don't know, back in the day, right around the pandemic, we were all struggling. We were all trying to find our place in life, our place on the social front. And I met DJ Kova through the pandemic. He'll tell you a dumbass story about how he said he tried to contact me and I just disregarded him. That's bullshit. Don't believe anything he says. But I was very, very fortunate to meet this guy, and he's a great guy. We've turned it into a really good relationship. Like, we talk all the time. We hang out any chance we get opportunity we get. He's a good guy, and it's very hard to find good people, good, honest people in this industry. Everybody will tell you what they think you want to hear, but it's really hard. Met his wife, he's just a good guy. Anyway, over the past year or two, he's been doing these DJ battles, and I've judged on there a time or two, and they're fantastic, along with the fact that he's the Twitch CEO's right-hand man now, but we won't even talk about that. So we're going to bring on DJ Kova. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for my guy. He probably can bring himself on. It's his damn. It's his app. He's like, I'm coming on. I don't care. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome out to the stage DJ Kova. Make some noise. One to the chat. If you want to see DJ Kova. One to the chat. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to do this. just because. Just because. I don't have 40 minutes for him just to run all of his ads, but here we'll do this one real quick. Why isn't it going? What happened? Oh, that's weird. Let me go to the other one. Look at all these videos. I could do some damage right now. Hold on. Let's show him. Let's show who he is.
Did you ever go through like any part of depression, and how did that work?
I've been a DJ for a long.
I'm too sexy for my pants. Too sexy for my pants. I'm too sexy for my stream. Too sexy for my stream.
Oh, I pulled him out.
Yeah, we heard like nothing you said. We just got a straight up booty cam.
So you were saying, sir?
Before your butt rudely interrupted me.
I'm too sexy for my stream. Too sexy for my stream.
All right, so I need earphones. I'm so dumb. I'm so not used to bringing on guests anymore. I need earphones. So talk to the chat real quick while I go grab my in-ears. Hold on.
Did he just embarrass me, or is it me? What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? I don't actually have my my sound effects, man. I'm over here doing stuff. What's going on, everybody? Mac Joseph in the building. BB Roy in the building. Pete B in the building. What's going on? Positive T. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Level Kev in the building. Mixmaster G. That's my guy right there. Netherlands. Babe. We said what's up to Mac Joseph. DJ Tone. Who else is in here? Yo, DJ Dallas, my brother right there. Who else is in here? Let's see. Ella Moore. DJ Unique. That's Twitch family right there. How's everybody doing today? Let me know in the chat. That was so funny. So he embarrassed me right before I came on. He did a nice intro, and I was like, wow, that's really nice. And all of a sudden, and he just switched it on us. I like that. He did that. Did you see what he did? Anyway, so let me I'm gonna adjust my mic here. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's well.
Wrong
Doing
one.
well. Can you guys hear me?
It's been a minute since I've done this.
I can see. All right, there it is. He's fixing his audio there. What's going on, everybody? Everybody good? Talk to me. What's happening? What are we doing here? Vegas life. Jody Hill, great to see you. South Africa, great to see you. Mac Attack, the booty cam. I know, it was a little embarrassing. I don't normally get, so just so you know, I do a lot of, G Kinney's in the building. Salute to G Kinney. Got to meet that legend in person. Salute to him. Logistics Styles in the building. Great to see you, DJ Pete B. Of Barbados in the building. Where's everybody from? City and from? City in country or city and state? Let us know. Waiting for the holidays. Look at that. Using the touch-up feature. Kova? No, that's just my camera. The bokeh. The bokeh. I actually need a haircut, ladies and gentlemen. Hi from Brazil. Alfredo named. Welcome. Great to see you. Please check the audio level compared to CT's. You're a bit hot. He said I'm hot. Let me see.
You're always running hot. That's the way you work. Always running hot. Here, I like to keep my level. Or more importantly, I need to, let me see if there's anything in mine. It's mic volume. Okay. I'll turn mine up a little bit.
Yeah, turn it up. I'm surprised. Maybe I'm talking too loud.
I don't think so. I don't know. Mine always runs a little quieter than everybody else's, it seems. So here, I'm going to turn on automatically adjust and see if that happens.
Yeah, see if that fixes a little bit. Spain to the Bronx, creator season. Great to see you. Matthew Brula, Wyoming in the building. Great to see you guys. DJ Keith Justice in here. DJ MO. Lurkers, come out of lurk mode too. Talk to my man CT. CT, that was the nicest introduction. Nicest. I was like, wow, that's really nice. And then you played my booty cam video.
I was actually trying to find the DJ's help one where you teach them how to produce and everything, but I don't know your stuff. So I was like, booty. Oh, there we go. Mess up.
Booty,
Let's
there
go
it
with
is.
that one. Yes. So whatever works, man. Whatever works. But good to see you. Good to have you on here. I'm actually gonna start doing this again. I'm waiting until January. I'm trying to do like a revamp for everything. So that's coming. And just you know when you get so busy that you just can't do anything with your life, it feels like you're just doing everything and then you're doing nothing. That's what I'm feeling right now. So I'm trying to back away a little bit just to kind of, I don't know, man, just give myself some space, because I feel like I'm losing even my ability to like make interesting content, even though I know it's fine. CT always low. Man, get out of here with that nonsense. Here, let me see. Yeah.
He's got the SM7B. It should be louder.
Yeah, on the road, I can probably try to bump up the thing, but on my road, I'm maxed out. And then when I go to my OBS, because that's what I always use as my, see that weird thing that keeps coming through ever since I put the Bluetooth in. When I go to OBS, my volumes are in the yellow. They're not in the red, they're in the yellow. So I'm always like, it seems fine. So
and I'm using the MacBook speaker. I mean, microphone. So that should be a lot lower.
Yeah. So it's very weird. One day I'll take a look at it and actually care. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So tell me about what you're doing with yourself now. I mean, it's been a while. I mean, probably the last time we were on a show was either the DJ comp or holiday with Mojax. So what are you doing with yourself?
Good, man. We got a lot of good things. We just moved. We bought a house, so very exciting with that. Obviously, CT's got his own room. He's already claimed one.
Wait, hold on. And you stayed in Florida even after the hurricanes. You're like, I'm still going to be here.
We stay. We're more central, bro. We're in the middle. By the time everybody's like, it's category 5, it gets to category 2. By the time we're dead in the center. So
gotcha.
If you're on the coast, it's a big deal. Be careful, especially by the Panhandle. It's a big deal. Right. They tend to get
where's
better.
Your family?
So they just actually, believe it or not, they moved from up north. They just got a house here too, but they're central. Same thing. They did the same thing. They're about an hour and 20 minutes from us, up north. So yeah.
It's kind of like cool. It's kind of like where we are. We live it's California, so it's always fire country. But every 3 years, I would say, we have a huge fire, and every 3 years, I get everybody I've ever known calling me. Oh my God, are you guys safe? Are you guys safe? Like the fires are in the hills and we're in the middle of the city. Like you know how much destruction would have to happen for it to get to my house. Like if my house burns down from a fire, then it's just God's will. God wanted it down because it would have to destroy everybody's houses around me. Except for one time where we live kind of by some smaller hills, not the major hills, but some smaller hills that connect us to I guess technically Calabasas, Westlake on the other side of the mountain. And the last big fires, the fire had started in Westlake. So it was coming over that side. I'm like, there's no way it'll get to us. We're so far inland. Look at all these houses. Look at all these rows of houses. And literally they got the helicopter over the top and it's showing all the fires and they're showing the hillside with the fires and some of the houses that are on fire. And then just randomly, 6 rows in, just one house on fire. Just one house. Just the embers just floated to his house and caught on fire. And then I had to shut up. I'm like, oh my God. But besides that, we're safe. Earthquakes, whatever. If it happens, it happens, man. Yeah. So well, I'm glad that you got a house. I mean, I when I came to visit you, you were in your rental place, your sister's place. So
yeah, correct. Her townhouse.
Yes. So and it was still very, very nice. But I'm glad that you got your house. And I'm glad you have some room. So when I do come out there with my entire family, there's a place for us to stay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You guys have a place to crash. You guys have a place to crash.
You're like, you can sleep in the garage in the studio, right in front of the green screen. So enjoy yourself. So, but you're in a room now, right?
Yeah, so this is my own room. Thank gosh. I was in the garage in the other, so we had
I
a
remember.
3-bedroom. This is much bigger. So I have my own space, room space. We have a lake in the backyard, so I have a backyard view of the lake.
Okay. Okay,
Oh, yeah, it's
baller.
really nice.
All right.
It's nice. God is good. So we got really lucky, and yeah, but that's cool. So now we're doing that. We got this genre blend battle. You see that big ass thing? Let me show you.
I see that. Yes.
I'm gonna
Bring it on
knock
over
something
here.
over.
No more butt pictures.
Guys.
No butt shots.
No butt shots. No butt shots, everybody. Look at that. Champion. Woo!
So wait a minute. Hold on. That's legitimately real.
That's a real belt. That's a real belt.
Not like a plastic, cardboard. That's a real belt. So let's back up for a minute, because I think people need to understand what's happening here. So you originally started this blend battle competition. What do you think? 2 years ago?
Yeah, about 2 years ago. This is our fourth one. So yeah, 2 years ago we started it. On the second one, we gave away $6,000 speakers. So that was already big. First one was okay, and then the second one we did better. But I'll tell you, at season 3, we started with the that WWE style belt, and we've got, like I said, we got it blinged out. I mean, this thing's insane. Look, it's got like
it's crazy.
It's insanity. Like everything about it is real.
And
it's almost 11 pounds. I mean, this thing, like, literally.
Now, when they win, do they get to keep it, or is it like they keep it for like 6 months and then they got to give it back? What's the deal?
We thought about that with the defending, but people told us straight up, they were like, "Well, we won't give it back." So we were like, "Let's just buy it. We'll send it back." No, they get to keep it. They get to put it on their wall. We wanted to make it a thing, so we give it to them. It's a genre blend battle. Right now, we have about 30 DJs that are competing.
30,
and
that's good.
Yeah, all over the world. And the best part about last year, I mean, you saw it. You guys saw Red Bull 3-style champion 69 Beats joined, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is over. It's never gonna happen." And the probably the least likely, he was very talented, always did just enough, but smoked him in the finals. He's called the Turntable Trucker, Junie C. He drives an 18-wheeler.
Junie won?
Junie C won. Junie C smoked him. He didn't beat him. He smoked him.
Wow.
I'm talking about smoked him.
That's insane. And I guess I guess what we're saying here, because like I know that my guy Waddy J is also going to be competing in this one, which is fantastic. But I just saw him go up against Devin Hype literally last week, and Devin Hype won. But he didn't win by the margin that I assumed he was going to win. Like, Waddy held his own. So, it's just like football, any given Sunday. Some days you're just on and everything's just working. Your scratches are just perfect and your transitions. And then maybe, 69 Beats just had a little bit of an issue. He's doing a lot of technical stuff. So it can backfire on you if things aren't going exactly the way you planned. So, because 69 Beats says Mac Attack. Yeah, we know there's no denying how great he is. But look, I'm going to be honest with you here. I've seen the best of the best, like Scratch Bastard. I've seen him make mistakes. It happens, and they're human beings. So then not every performance is going to be perfect. And it just so happened that I guess Turntable Truckers was just more perfect that day, which is crazy.
Killed it, literally. And I'm talking about, and DJ Mad was competing. I mean, it was insanity. Could I show a little clip of?
Absolutely.
Would it be okay?
Yep. Do your thing.
I want to show a clip of 69 Beats first of all, so just in case anybody's never seen them. So we'll just do like a 60-second. Here we go.
Yep.
Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
He's awesome. But yeah, that was him. He didn't actually. So he didn't win. Turntable Trucker. He's in the. He streams from the back.
That's not a winning piece anyway. Even from what I just heard, like it just wasn't. It's not up to 69 Beats caliber.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So interesting. Now, do you have a rule that says you can't use any routines that you've originally posted somewhere? Like it was out of rule.
Correct. So no routines. So we had 48 submissions, just so you know, and 18 of them were disqualified with the TikTok watermark. All vertical, of course. Everyone with their vertical.
Right. Right.
So it had to be horizontal. People didn't know what vertical and horizontal was. People, so you can imagine how that went.
They just learn. I'm switching over to my in-ears just so we can in case there is some static happening. I just want to get rid of it. So okay. So you have 30 people. How many rounds are you doing?
So it's 4 rounds and then the finals. So yesterday was the prelims. Friday's going to be the last of the prelims. We got another 15 people. And then that's it. Then it starts getting going. So we just kind of, it's funny. Obviously, it intensifies. Cleveland and PJ were supposed to be on Friday. I'm actually going to put you on a show, Cleveland, with, I'm trying to get you on with Nick Spinelli.
Oh, okay.
So I think that would be cool. Yeah, so I'll give you the dates and all that stuff, but we're working on him. I actually have Mojax coming in tomorrow, and that's because you suggested. Because I said, hey, I know you work tomorrow. He's like, I happen to be off tomorrow, and I was like, okay, well. So we're gonna have him in Pre-Young Johnny tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central European Time, and then it's gonna be CT, and I'll give you a date with Cleveland Terry and Nick Spinelli as judges. So that should be spicy. Extra spicy.
That will absolutely be spicy. Hold on, let me just turn this down now. So hopefully that buzzing that we were hearing on occasion will go away.
Bluetooth does that, right? All the time.
Also in the chat if it does come back. No, I would. Yeah, I had a great time with PJ last time, and I think it's important because everybody sees things differently, and there's this weird feeling out there that if you're not like a battle tested DJ, you're not allowed to give people opinions on it. But it's like, hey, just because I don't scratch like Scratch Bastard or anybody else doesn't mean I can't recognize what's good and what isn't. Probably because I'm like, I can't do that. And so I know how clean it is because I know how hard it is, so no, it's a great time. It's always a great show. And it's very interesting watching or reading the comments from the crowd. Because obviously everybody brings in, their fan base is there, ready to go. And they're just mean.
they bring in the heat, man.
Way, but they are. Hold on. How come I can't hear you, Kova? Say something.
They are super mean. Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hold on. I can't hear you. Let me switch over to the other one. Audio. It was just in there. Now it's gone. Speaker.
How many people in the chat would battle? If that's your thing, let us know in the chat. Give us the ones if you would battle, 0 if it's not your thing. Ones if you would battle, 0 if that's not your thing. Let us know in the chat.
There we go. Okay, now we're good. All right.
The peanut gallery is entertaining. DJ Mac Attack, correct. G. Kinney says the judges you pick are always fire, Cova. Thank you so much, G. Kinney. That's a legend right there.
I mean, it's funny though, because like even when we'll say something and we'll give our opinion, and it's always just an opinion. So you have every right to feel a certain way. But when you say something that they don't agree with, do they let you have it?
It's a fire burning experience. They definitely get on you. They don't like anything that is a contrary to what they believe.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Sim, thank you so much. Appreciate you, fam. Mac Joseph says they're part of that. Positive T says they would battle. Pete B, DJ Sybil, Stevie Ray, Marcus says no, that's not their thing. We get it, man. We respect it. Yeah, so it's fun to watch. I'm not a scratch DJ. I don't do any of that stuff either. Mix and Mel says he's into that. CT should now, even among his OnlyFans, he's always wrong. That's so funny. I have
That
a
in my heart.
for you because obviously Twitch is changing. You guys know that
Mhm.
for people that are here, you guys know that they now have a DJ program which has been heavily launched. Um, like CT said, we've had the CEO. We've actually interviewed him 4 times. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
We-
You guys, like I said, you guys are homies now. You probably
Yeah,
have a spare room in his house.
he's a
By the
very
way,
good dude.
I'm assuming you've been to his home.
No, I haven't been to. He's we've had dinner here. The first time we met, we had dinner in this area, Central Florida, and then
Where's he out of?
he's actually I think he's like Midwest somewhere, or maybe like
Okay.
Nashville area, Alabama, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's remote at Twitch. I don't know if you know that, but
I
everybody's
had
remote.
no idea,
They're
but that
all
makes
over.
sense. Why? I mean, that's
Yeah.
the whole technology. So why would you have to have an office? So besides
Correct.
like where your IT people are, that's crazy. But
And
yeah.
even the New York people go to the office, sporadically, so it's not really a thing. But they're launching a DJ program, which has been really cool. It's a legal way for DJs to kind of stream. A lot of people have been fire burning that one too, but you do have to pay to play copyrighted material. It has to do with the labels, not Twitch.
Right.
But it is a good way where we're guaranteed to actually, do our creative expression and be able to do it on a platform that supports us. And the cool thing about Twitch, and Cleveland's one of the early adapters to this, and I would actually even say that, argue to say that he's like, part of the contributing factors to the actual communities because he was on there early. Mojax was on there early. A lot of them. Nick Spinelli still spins there, on his, I think he does his Thursday or his Tuesday, one of those days.
Yeah, I think it's Tuesday.
But one of my point to that is a lot of influencers do that on the platform, and there's an audience, which is really what I think is more important for people to know. And as long as there's an audience that watch DJs, which is not unfortunately on Mixcloud and many other places, and not that YouTube doesn't have it, but I feel like people that are I don't think anybody starts from zero and starts streaming or live performing on YouTube and gets a following.
Right. Yeah, I
Correct
still
me if
hear the
I'm
buzz,
wrong.
guys. I don't know exactly where it's coming from, but there's really nothing. I mean, you guys know I'm on this thing all the time, so it's probably something with the browser and.
Oh,
the
there's
connection.
did you have the echo cancellation on or no?
No, it's off.
Turn it on real quick. That'll help
Okay.
because they're talking about there's an echo. Yeah, it's
Oh.
not my room, guys. It's the echo cancellation. I think I can control it here. Let me see.
Noise.
Let me edit your mic settings. Yeah,
It's
says
when
it's
I
on.
talk, I can hear it.
All right, now wait. Try now. Check. Now it's better.
Is it better?
So yeah. So the trick to that is oh, I know, and that's I fixed your audio volume setting too. I fixed that, by the way.
Okay. All right. Well,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Okay.
And you
This is
fixed
your gig. This is your thing. You know better than I do.
Yeah, you fixed the screen, which is awesome. That's cool. Okay, good.
Yeah.
This is much better, by the way. It looks good. Yeah. So CT and many of the guys, they're the early adapters, and they brought a lot of audience there, and they're still there. And we're just fortunate to still be there. Which is a lot of people left, right? But there's still an audience, man, and it's still rocking. I mean, look, yesterday we peaked out at 212 live viewers for our DJ competition,
which is fantastic.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's still operating much higher than average DJs do. So
that's what I'm saying.
Interesting.
To get that when people are saying that it's a dying platform, etc.
It's only dying to people who didn't do anything with it. You know what I mean? It's like it's one of those things where, like, I always think about actors, and the reason why actors never quit acting is because they keep aging themselves into different roles. Like first they're the teenager, then they're the husband, then they're the dad, then they're the grandpa. So they never leave. And it's one of those things where you only lose if you quit, and some people, the reality is, some people just don't have it where people want to watch them. They blame everybody else for what's going on. And ultimately it's always you. And yeah, I know, we all know the ladies will always get, more views, more people. It is what it is. We got to let it go. But that doesn't change the fact that there's still dudes. I mean, what's his face? From Beat Junkies. Why can't I think of his name right now? Not Mellow.
Shortcut?
No. He does it every morning. Icy Ice. Icy
Ice.
Ice's following is insane. He basically has a radio station. Literally.
Insane. 5 days a week. Pop-ups here and there. I mean, it's insane. And he's such a good dude and very talented, obviously. But
Yes,
the point is he's talented. He plays very good music. You never know what you're gonna get. It's never a repeat set. He always has guests. I mean, he's like, that's an anomaly. Like, and I'm glad you say that, CT, because I feel like a lot of people. I mean, we saw that during our time, right? How many people are like, nobody comes to watch me? It's like, dude, you look miserable when you're on stream and you're complaining and talking smack about people. Like, nobody wants to see that. Just have
exactly.
fun. Be inclusive.
Yeah.
Drew Sim brought something up really quickly. He said, how are you tagging music that you can't play on Twitch in your library? So check this out, Drew Sim. So this is direct from the CEO. Again, we interviewed him 4 times. It's not a flex, but my point to this is why I say 4 times is he leaked the DJ program on our show, right? That was the time we had like 11,500. Remember that time? CC, you posted. You're like, he broke 11,000. It was like 11,000 viewers. Remember that time with this?
It was insane.
Yeah. So my point to that is he leaked it then, and then he kept coming back. And the last time he spoke, and I've spoken to the teams too, what he said was the idea of the do not playlist is for the licensing team to get it off the list. So right now nobody's getting a strike. So anybody who's not going because you can't play things, don't worry about it. You're gonna get a something saying, hey, this is on a do not playlist. This isn't a strike. We're just letting you know. And what they're doing is taking that data and they're going back and licensing those things. So going back to past. So their idea is to make the list smaller, not bigger. So great question, by the way.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. So I know people are saying turn off your Bluetooth or whatever. Look, guys, this is there's no Bluetooth on. I'm wired right now. So if you're hearing it on occasion, I think we're just gonna have to allow it to be. It is what it is. But I've literally looked at everything. This is my normal rig, so nothing's changed. It's just we're getting a little bit
something
of
has to be altered, maybe. I mean, I'm glad he fixed the way this looks is much better than before.
Yeah. We'll just deal with it and go from there. Because literally every time I talk, I can hear a slight little hum. Then it goes away because that's my noise canceling in the road. But it is what it is. So I apologize, people, for you not getting the exact perfect audio feed.
Positive T is talking about, let's see, he says Icy also has a weekly IRL party in Long Beach that connects members of the Ice Pack together.
Exactly. No, he's fantastic. He's fantastic. They do a great job. Yeah, I love Icy Ice. He you know, some DJs, he's always been, I'm turning off my computer to see if that's causing it. Some DJs get into a situation where maybe they're not wanting to do the whole going out every weekend or every week and DJing at all these spots. You know, they got family, they want to stay home with their family. When the pandemic happened, he found an opportunity. And now this is all he does. You know, he's just on Twitch 5 days a week. And he doesn't have to DJ out anymore because he makes enough money doing the Twitch thing. So, you know, but I think the difference is he put his all into it. You know, he made sure that he was putting out something quality. He brings special guests on to his house. They come over. Even Kova was over there. And, you know, it's just he's always giving people more. And that's the key. You can't just say, you know, I'm going to play Single Ladies and then I'm going to play this and then I'm going to play some EDM and I'm just going to stand there looking stupid and then I'm going to get off. And why isn't anybody here?
Well, you know, I want to salute you too, because that's the thing is content is king. What are you doing to reinvent yourself? And I want to give you a lot of credit, bro. You're in the hundreds and the 200s too, right?
Yeah.
But you go on a show and you talk about gear, and I don't know how many people can actually just do that on a live basis. And you know what I mean? And you get people watching. And the thing is, like, even before, it was funny. It was the topic. I was like, keep going. That's why I took my time, because I saw you going through the Mac stuff, and I was like, dude, I need an M4. Let's see what he's gonna say. I was like, and then you're like, let's get a refurb. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. I've never
but they took the M3s. I saw on there 2 weeks ago, they had it was a M3 Max with, I think it was 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte. It could have been a 4 terabyte, and it was like $2,700 for it. And I was like, that's a good ass price, you know, especially when you do the same math on a new M4. That thing's going to cost you another $1,000. So, you know, how much more, do you need it for? And a lot of people out there always, like, my partner's this way. He's like, I got to get the max. I got to get this. I'm like, dude, you don't do graphics. All you do is DJ. You don't do anything else but like browser and DJing. You don't need to have 64 gigs of RAM. Like, you're never going to touch it, and it's like, yeah, it's future proofed, but what does it matter if it's future proofed if you actually never push it? Like, I'm doing video stuff and video walls and high definition screens. So, those graphics cores are invaluable. You know what I mean? So you got buy what you need and buy a little higher than what you need so you can have some space, but don't just spend money on stuff that you don't need. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money.
So, this is good. Let's go through your specs then. So through your M1, I know we're jumping around, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for the Twitch love. Make
They
sure you
don't
join
care.
it.
They're all good.
And then it's still whatever.
Yeah.
What's your specs? Because my M1 is
my M1. I had the original M1 Pro. Because you remember, at one point they had the M1, then they had the Pro, and then they had a secondary Pro right before the Max. So I got the secondary Pro. So at the time it was 10 core CPU, 10 core graphics, and then 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte hard drive. Now that's standard what I have. Like, that's like base model now on an M4. So I need something with more graphics cores. That's my whole thing, because I'm putting out so much high resolution content that I need to get something better. My MacBook has been fine, but I've also been doing my screens in 1080p and just upscaling to 4K. But I want to do a true 4K screen that's processor heavy. I actually talked to a video guy, and this is only for people that are doing video. If you're just DJing, everything I'm saying, disregard. But I was talking to a video guy, and he had 4 walls up. And he was like, yeah, he's like, I can use my M3 Max. I can do 2 4K walls at the same time. And I was like, okay, that's what I need. So I'm going to end up with the Max. I don't know if I'm going to do the 14 or the 16. I'm very, very much conflicted, because I love the size of the 14. Love it. The 16 is a pound heavier. It's bigger. You get more screen real estate. But like, I don't know, for DJing, that 14 is like the perfect size. And anytime somebody brings a 16 up, I'm like, dude, what are you doing with that desktop? Like,
that's me, by the way. That's me. It's because I can't see.
Fair enough.
I got a 16-inch. I got an M1. I got an Apple M1 Max, 64 gigs of RAM, 4 terabyte hard drive, and it's definitely the Max is not a 10 core. Is it a 10 or more?
No. The Max is I think it's either 14 or 16 core graphics, and I think it gives you like 12 or 14 core processor. So it's really good. It's really good.
I love it. I don't think I will go in. But dang, it's gonna be $5,000, man. It's gonna be like 5,500, 5,600.
So this is Stevie. Stevie uses Resolume. That's the go-to standard for graphics, for video walls and everything. Pixel mapping. I use Resolume Arena on my i9. That's the Intel.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Yeah, you're using the i9. Once you go M1, it changes. So when I had we both had the i9, didn't we? We both had it.
We did. Yeah, I couldn't wait to get rid of that i9.
Stream this whole streaming thing. We never thought about it. I was an audio guy. What did I need video stuff, right? So when we started streaming, I had the i9. I had this StreamYards up, and I would open OBS, and my fan would turn on and go, whoosh, and boom, shut off. So for you to be using and I'm not trying to shun you, but that's very risky. M1 at least. At least an M1, you'd be so much better.
That i9's it's insane. And it was the happiest thing I ever did when I moved to the M1, because the amount of times I would get stuttering, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm running this amazing processor and all this stuff, and why am I stuttering? It's like 80 degrees right now. Got too hot. So yeah, the M1s and above are fantastic. Most DJs, if you're really, honestly, you all should be buying M1s and M2s. You should be getting refurb M1s and M2s, and you're not gonna see any bottlenecks on your processor. Stems are gonna work perfectly. you're good. It's only if you're doing graphic intensive stuff that you really need to upgrade, you know? And yes, the M4 has double the bandwidth, and it's got the Thunderbolt 4 ports on it, which is great. So if you're rocking an external hard drive like so, you get yourself a Thunderbolt 4 one. Now your speeds are equivalent to if you had an internal SSD. If you want to go that route, but then you always got to bring that drive with you, which I hate.
Oh, I don't like the whole external thing. I do have it though because my 4 terabyte got full. I was like, it was all the video stuff.
Porn? What's in there?
No, the videos I was doing. I had all these videos, and I'm like, and I started deleting, and I still wasn't. It was like crazy. It was. Okay. You gotta see. It was bad, bro. It was
Thunderbolt
really
5 on the M4. There's 2 versions. This is the trick. They do the same thing with the Mac Mini. The Mac Mini has Thunderbolt 4 as the start, which is still. You guys keep in mind. You know, everybody's always spec crazy. The Thunderbolt 4 gives you more bandwidth than most people will ever need in their lifetimes. Okay. The Thunderbolt 5 is just extreme. So basically, think about it this way. It's all data in and data out. So if you are trying to do like 3 or 4 4K screens on your desk, then getting Thunderbolt 5 makes sense. But if you're not doing that, you're just getting overkill. That's all.
Mix Factory, perfect. Look at any DJ running Serato getting a MacBook Pro M4 is just wasting their money.
They really are. They really are, and that's okay. I mean, look, you buy what you want, you buy what you can afford. So if that's what you want, then great. But in general, and again, I get what you're saying, Keith. Just not arguing with you. It's fine, but nobody needs Thunderbolt 5. Nobody. No, and there's like a very small amount of Thunderbolt 5 actual things that you can plug in, because Thunderbolt 5 is a Mac, even though it's accepted throughout the world, but Macs are the only ones that are even talking about Thunderbolt 5. Everybody else is using Thunderbolt 4. So there's nothing out there for you. So it's good to have, but it's expensive for no reason. And it's not going to help you DJ any better. And it's not going to speed up the way your songs load into Serato. So, you're paying to pay. And that's okay. You get a little flex on people. Like, I get it. That's all we're talking about.
All right. So I'm going to call out CT on this one. I'm going to call him out live.
All right. Ready? Let's do it.
Are you doing your production editing stuff? Have you gotten to it yet?
Good question. And the simple answer, the short answer is yes and no. I'm dabbling right now. Like, I pick it up, I mess with it, but because of the video walls, I've had to put everything on hold because so in the month of, so we did a video wall. We're in November right now. So we did a video wall October 30th or something like that, whatever that last weekend of October was. And then we had one last week, we have one this week, and then we have another one on December 7th. So, and remember, all these video walls have completely different graphics, completely different customization. Like the first one was a huge screen, the second one was a split panel, all this stuff. So I had to do all that. It's just a lot. So I've had to kind of focus on that. My whole thing is January 1st. January, I'm not changing everything, but I'm changing a lot of the stuff that I do. So you're going to see some different content coming January, and it'll be right in time for NAMM, because I do want to do some more stuff with production at NAMM too. Because I think it's great. So we'll see. But no, it's on me. Professor VX in the house. What's going on, fam? Good to see you.
Dropped you $5 as well, brother. Thank you so much for that. That's really cool.
Thank you. And this is true right here.
It doesn't matter for DJs, even though there isn't even a USB 3 compliant DJ audio device that exists. So thank you. That's a good one to clarify. Now, the reason why I say this, guys, and I'm sorry to change the subject.
With the gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, fam. Appreciate you on that one.
They can do gifted 5 memberships.
Do they do it here too on YouTube? You just gotta keep at it, and then people start to
True Sim, salute to you, legend. That's really cool. You guys taught me something awesome. I love this platform. So here's why I'm going to challenge all of you. and this is including CT. I love the dabbling. I love the dabbling. However, there's a however. For me, it's the product. You know what I mean? It's like saying you're a chef and you don't put it. Nobody tried your meals. You know what I mean? So I'm completely fine with it. However, I feel like the end result is more. It's not the gun. It's the gunslinger. You know what I mean? Nobody looks at a gun. It's somebody who hits all these targets, grabs the gun, and goes, "Man, it's a cool gun. I hit all those targets." So is the gunslinger.
I feel, and I think you're correct because I have a couple of other guys that they're producers too, and I'm like, hey, where's all your music? Like you tell me all the time, I just made a new beat, I just did this. I'm like, well, how come you don't post it at all? Oh, I gotta do this and I gotta do that, and once it's and I'm like, here's some facts, guys. I'm actually gonna tell you some facts about social media content, regardless. Okay, the one thing that people love to see is growth. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I can't put that on there. It's not good enough. People are going to blah, blah, blah. Well, you start your social content like, hey, I'm just starting this out. What do you guys think? And you put that out there. And then when they see that growth, you're going to get more and more people like, I was there in the beginning. I was there when they weren't shit. And now look at them. They're amazing now and blah, blah, blah. It's all about that. People need to see. I have friends that will post videos of music, production, all that stuff. And then like a month later, they'll delete it all. And they'll have like 2 posts on and I'm like, dude, where'd all your stuff go? Oh, I like to leave them, wanting more. They don't want more. They don't care now. They're gone.
Well, funny thing is everything sounds good with an 8-bar loop or 16-bar loop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those are the Instagram guys that are doing all this thing.
Those are the worst ones. You're like, oh, check out this remix. Should I make the whole song? And it's just like the transition part. You're just like, yeah, I'd like to hear the whole song. Because every time I play the whole song, it's trash then. Because there's nothing else to the song besides that 10 seconds of cool stuff that you put in there. So yeah, I agree. It's very frustrating. There's a couple of people out there. I'm not going to name names because they have a lot more followers than I do, but
yeah,
I went in and I'm like, God, this producer is dope as hell. And then I downloaded all his music, went to his Bandcamp and bought a whole bunch of music, started playing, and I'm like, it's not that good as an entire song. I'm never going to use this music because it doesn't do anything. So I get it. So, and speaking of, if you guys didn't know, for all of you people that are into production, DJ Kova has a full-on production studio course, hands-on training that he does with several people. He's been doing it for years. He's actually an engineer by trade. So, this is a guy, if you're not following Kova on, Tweak Music Tips on Twitch, you should, because there's a lot of invaluable stuff. I've gone to his Ableton Live courses. I've been on there. You learn so much. And DJ Del says, student here, worth it, everyone. There you go. Yeah. There you go.
He's awesome. Can I go through some stuff? Because I really want to kind of show you guys a couple things here. Would it be all right, guys? Give me the ones if you guys are down with it. If you guys want to see some editing, some production stuff, what do you guys think? Give me the ones. 0 if you don't care. It's okay. You can put 0. Let's see what we got. So we're gonna see thing. You gotta tell me though to share sound, share tab instead. Let me see if the sound comes out. You guys can see this, right? So tell me, this is an easy one.
Yep, I can hear it.
You can hear that? Cool. It's clear. Clear, not messed up. So obviously you got the simple edits. I mean, so this is a simple 8-bar edit. It's a perfect one, right? So why would you do this? Everybody who's got these songs that don't have them, right? You got these. Let's see. Right. So you got that. I'm trying not demonetize this gentleman, even though we probably messed it up anyway. But yeah. So you add the instrumental. Right, we get here. Right, so let's say sex was a bad word. We already did this. You go here, you edit, right? You can do 2 things. Obviously, you can do the silence, which is weird, right? Or you could do, right? Let's say, sorry, the reverse is probably the better, right? Because that is too big of a gap. So you type in R, it reverses it, and then you got the. But that's weird, isn't it? So we're gonna grab this. Let's go grab a tune. Right? So we'll grab that, put that there. These are all the little things you can do super fast, and it gets you going, right? You get your intros, outros, the mashup stuff. I want to show you. This is another good one, right? So this is a little more advanced for some of the other people. Sometimes you want to make remixes of stuff, right? So I don't know if I showed you this one, CT. So this was somebody. It's funny. Students challenge you all the time, right? And Not Like Us was a big song for a while. It's not, obviously songs past, but. And the cool thing is you can rearrange songs. So when you listen to the original track, it sounds like, let me go here. It starts with the verse. So the verse would be like, let me see if this will play. So for me, that's cool, but I like the chorus. So we turn around, we make the chorus be the main focus. And then, so I'm gonna mute the other stuff. But basically, the idea is to remix it, right? So you can actually make it something else. So what we did here was somebody was like, well, I want to make a reggaeton version of it. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. So the idea is then you start, grabbing parts. So let's see. It's not gonna do it, is it? It's not gonna do it, is it? Let's see. That's what.
You must have a solo on something.
Yeah, I have the solo. There it is. So I'll do this and that. So just a couple things, then a couple, little accent things. And then there we go. We're on our way to make like a remix thing. So let's see, let's go. Right. So the other cool thing is now I grabbed the vocal and I ended up making, let me turn this up. So I'll turn this, and this. I'll make more. My screen isn't big all the way. Let me just make it bigger. Here we go. All right, cool. So to grab the track and then so we go. So everything's separate. Ooh, minus that one. Sorry, that's a whole nother one. So some of these are like parts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the part where the drum fill is, we couldn't find, so we actually made it. Right, and then you're like, okay, well, I don't like that one. So what's funny is that took about 7 minutes to do with splice, find a couple samples, etc. And same thing, right? And then it's like, okay, well, you got lucky. Okay, well, let's do another one. So same idea, find a different beat. This one they wanted like the freeway and that whole Jay-Z time.
The whole 90s beat.
Right, 90s. So then that's it. And then we do a whole remix. There we go.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Claps.
They not like us. 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 They not like us.
And this is another thing too. Like I'll take the beat out, but this is like a fortunate accident. This is a sample that came in there. And this is the original sample. Let me show you the original. Original sample is a little bit stiff. So it was 140, I think. 140, yeah. So 140, but the way it rides the beat, watch this. So the way it rides the beat is like, run the beat. So solo. So it goes like this. To me, that was a little bit stiff.
Mm-hmm.
And then halftime was also kind of whack. So how this fell when we were doing the idea, which by the way took like another 7 minutes, it fell off beat. So then we took that and we actually chopped it up a little bit.
Now it sounds like grinding.
Right? Exactly.
Mhm.
But that's the point, man, is you can do all this crazy stuff and it's really not that hard. Obviously, you have to know your tools, right? And that's kind of what we do in our academy, where we actually make people kind of learn how to do this stuff. Now, I'm going to embarrass Dell. Let me see if I got Dell in here.
Mhm.
Uh,
And they do mastering too. That's one of
oh,
the things,
mastering.
guys, that I know a lot of DJs don't understand. And then when they go to play their music live with everybody else, they're like, "Why does it sound like this? Why doesn't it sound as good as so and so's?" And blah blah blah. It's your mastering. So he will take you through the ropes of learning how to increase and improve your sound without distortion, which is the key.
Absolutely. Nice and loud. So here's another one too. Like a lot of people do their mixes and then there's transition. So look right here. The BPM is 124 BPMs. And then watch it change between these two tracks. This is Dell, by the way. Look at that. Without a hitch. Now, what's interesting is if you wanted to do this different and you wanted to bring this this down, let's say you wanted it reggaeton or you know, BPM. So you wanted it at 100. You just literally move this down. And it's as easy as this. You just move it down, 100. You want it, right? You want it at 130. You're gonna go
Hi,
up.
Joseph. Stop.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, this is why I'm telling you, like, if you know what you're doing, you know, listen, it's not the tools. That's why, like, look, this gentleman here said DJ Studio. DJ Studio is a fantastic program.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's a however with everything. I've seen people not do anything with DJ Studio. So my point is, and
it's
it's
how you use it.
Correct. And the other issue with DJ Studio is, yes, it'll help you mix and do a lot of stuff. But for the producer in you, I love learning one program, and our goal, like salute to Dell. Like, Dell's in the chat, so I'm gonna embarrass him a little bit more. Has a Bandcamp, putting out, you know, his edits, mashups, and now he's starting to get into the remix stuff. Like, that's the point. The point is to start somewhere, right? And then to also then expand and go from the edits to the mashups to the transitions, and then go into, you know, remixes and some of the other stuff. And that's what we do at our academy. We kind of like keep it really simple, really basic, make you learn all the fundamentals, and then advance over into some of the more advanced stuff. And what else is cool is in our academy, if you join the online one, there's people from all over North America, and then these guys inspire each other. And it's almost like we have these little challenges that we do, and before I know it, everybody's putting stuff out. And one does a Bandcamp, another one does something else. They're all sharing these little tips and stuff like that, and it's a really good community of like-minded individuals that are just pushing each other. You know what I mean?
And yeah, because I think that's the key here. I mean, you know, a lot of people are stuck being solos and they're individuals and they're just doing it in their house, and they don't have any real reference besides, you know, what's already out there. But a lot of times, if you can get into a group of people that are like-minded, that are pushing the content and pushing the envelope, it makes you a better producer. It's just like, you know, when you're DJing whatever, and you think you're good, and then you go to a club and you see a DJ that's considerably better than you, and it's obvious. Yeah. Just being there will make you a better DJ, because you're able to see, oh wow, okay, I didn't know you could do that. I know you could do that. Blah blah blah. And next thing you know, you're up in your own game. So it's really important that you have like-minded people out there. And look, this is life lessons here. It's not just production. It's growing your business. It's growing yourself as a person. The better the people you hang around with, the better you are. So you got to do that. Now, I will say this. Look, Ableton, and Ableton's is a great program. You know, once you know your program like the back of your hand, there's really nothing out there that can do better, because you know that program. Now, would it be great if they would finally introduce stems and goddamn thing? Absolutely. You know, I think that's all Ableton's really missing is stems. So once they get that in there, I think this is all going to disappear, because stuff like, you know, Serato Studio, it's the same thing when you're talking about Mac Studio. They all have great features, and I use Serato Studio all the time. But there are limits to what you can do with each program. So if you're fine with the limits of the program and you've maxed them out, then do your thing. But, you know, Ableton compared to Serato Studio is limitless, but it requires a little more work on your part to really understand it. You know, because like as he was showing me this, I was like, yeah, okay, great. And you're like, oh, you'll mute this out, you reverse it. I'm like, well, I could just bring a secondary layer in and stem it out just to vocals, and then I can just remove that, and then the problem's solved. You know, that's just another way. But if you know what you're doing in your program, it doesn't really matter. I moved back to MPC, not because of MPC being a better operating system or a better workflow, but because I wanted to just strip down what it is that I do. I had paralysis because there was just so much stuff. You know, I can get any gear I want, any software, and then I just had everything, and I'm like, oh, and I wasn't doing anything. So I'm like, let me get back to basics. Just, you know, a good sound, some good samples, and go from there. So that's the key, man. You know, yeah. And look, G Kenny, Cova class was amazing. Are you going to present at MEX? Oh, yeah. Are you going to do MEX?
I am. I'm going to be back at MEX this year. So we'll be back at MEX. We just got confirmed. We're going to be speaking at NAMM. That's another one. But that's going to be for streaming. But we're definitely going to be doing a production one there. Salute to Drew Sim. Anybody who's interested in this, by the way, go to follow us on Instagram. I'll put it in the chat. Is that okay, CT, if I do that?
Absolutely. Do your thing.
Yeah. So, and just hit us up with the DM us the word level up. Or, you know, Tweak Music Academy, that's fine. And then what we'll do is, you know, we'll link you up with a call, and we'll see what you can do. But for me, like I said, at the end of the day, and this is the same thing. In CT, you say this for DJing, right? Nobody on the dance floor really cares what controller you have. If you're playing turntables or a controller, or if you got the new Cross 12s, all that matters is what you're putting out to the audience and how they're reacting. So my theory on production is the same. Now, there are a lot of programs. My only issue with different programs is this. Logic, Pro Tools, Ableton to me are the top three, period. They're just the top three. And why I say that is because you can mix, master, and produce, mix, and master on them to the end. The other ones are okay. However, once you get to the mastering part and some of the mixing part, that's where it starts to fall a little short. So not that I don't like them, I just think that, you know, and to me, that's like telling me that I have to, I'm in the market to get a car in a month, right? If you told me, hey, you can't drive to New York, which if I had to drive up for an emergency, I can't drive up. I only can drive up half the way, and I have to buy another car or rent another car to get the rest of the way. I'm not buying that car. If you're telling me there's limitations, right? You can only go on the streets, not the highway. So, like, imagine that. So to me, if I had to learn a whole new system and you know, learn how to drive a whole new car, I just wouldn't do it. So my opinion, again, maybe unpopular, but I like learning things from beginning to end. And look, Adele says, I love my secret work. It's in 15 minutes a day. So I tell the students, 15 minutes of Ableton a day keeps Kova away. So I don't get on them about like what they're doing wrong. So, and then they're all getting really nasty at it. And my point,
nothing wrong with this, Sarah, by the way. Both of those are good programs too.
Studio and Cubase are very good. My issue, so I was a Cubase user, by the way. And Cubase,
I started with Cubase. That was my first DAW I ever had was Cubase.
First program. They had a sidechain issue, which now obviously is fixed. My only issue now is some of the warping in Cubase, which I think Logic, Pro Tools, and Ableton, their warping is probably next level. But I tell you, I have a guy, and I like the sound of Logic and Pro Tools. Obviously, Pro Tools for producing is not very. The learning curve is crazy. Hello, Theo. And Fruity Loops is cool too, but Fruity Loops for mixing is awful. And anybody who makes, that's a strong statement, but I stand by it. Anybody who makes beats on Fruity Loops, they bounce it and they mix it in Pro Tools. Again, one vehicle to get to another. Like that's those are little things that ooh, wow. Drew Sim said a Cubase on an Atari ST. Look at that.
That's
Bringing it
impressive.
back. But it is impressive. So again, that's the thing. So now another thing too for the event guys, because the thing is, this isn't just for like club guys and whatever. This is another one. I'll just show you a quick one. This is a young lady who needed to do a project, and what they wanted to do is they were playing with a band, and you know how you have the DJ and the band, and they never really play at the same time.
Right.
Well, she worked it out where she created a mix, and then I think it was a trumpet player and a percussionist. So they created this, and I thought that was pretty cool. They left little if you hear little pockets, it's for the people to play. So that's obviously not on here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This is stems, by the way.
We gon' put this up and get jiggle with your hands like a roof on fire. We gon' drink drinks and take shots until we fall out like a roof on fire. Now baby, give up with your naked, take off all your clothes and light the roof on fire. Tell her, on fire. I tell her, I'm on fire.
Look at the smoothness of the mix. You know what I mean? Just to get that stuff that smooth and just in time. And remember, this is for like somebody's what's that called when they come in the room? I forget. Sorry, I'm not in the
Oh, like the grand entrance?
The grand entrance, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing the grand entrance. The people are coming in. They're doing this thing. The band and whatever's playing. I mean, this is infinite. Like the stuff you can do for this, whether you're a vet or you're a club person, I highly. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I think DJs are looking at this for 2025 and beyond. We're being left behind.
I agree. And I think, look, and I know Kova's a Ableton guy, and more power to him. And it is a great program. But hey, you use whatever you have to make you a better DJ, better producer, whatnot. I find I don't personally think, and I agree with what he was saying. Like I do all of my like quick edits, intros, outros, blends. I can knock that out so fast in Serato Studio. But if I'm trying to like make long form content, whether it be an actual song, making a real like legitimate from scratch beat, I can't personally do it in Serato Studio. It doesn't work for me. The workflow that they use is just not as good. That's why Ableton is still a better choice for that. So it just depends on what you're trying to do, and look, whatever level you're at or whatever you want to do. I mean, there is a program for it that's gonna help you, and if you use Fruity Loops and that's the way you're doing it and that's what it is, hey, more power to you. But at a certain point, I think everybody's going to want to go, okay, I've done that. Now I need to master. Now I need to do that. And some people they do stuff in isolation. I make my beat in Fruity Loops, and then I pull everything in to Ableton or Pro Tools or whatever, and I do all my stuff from within there. So it just depends. Serato stems. Mac Joseph hates Serato. Okay, he hates Serato, hates them with a passion. and look, more power to him. It's fine. I don't have a problem with it. But I will say, I've been doing some tests because in the future, we're going to see some new stems people coming out of the woodwork. And so I've been already testing to hear. And Serato has a really good stem. Now, it depends on what you're trying to do. You can prove it. You don't have to prove it. You don't have to prove it, Mac, because remember, this is opinion based. This is like.
Can I give you the best stem program that there is in my humble opinion? The best. I'm gonna say this with hair on my chest and conviction. It's a company called Hit and Mix, and
I use it all the time.
Yeah, Rip-X,
absolutely.
Rip-X, hands down, and I'm going to tell you why it's better. So when you notice, I'll show you here. So this we use just a generic like a Serato right?
Mhm.
Do I still have it on the screen? I do, right? Okay. So I'll show you. It has a phasey sound. So this is you know.
Like a roof on fire. We go drink.
Actually, you know what? This is the Ripex. So if you notice some of the effects.
Like a roof on fire. We go drink.
So what happens is with the other ones, you're not going to get the delays, the effects, any of the other sounds that you do. So
Serato
it has a
stems.
phasey sound.
Yeah, Serato stems phases on purpose to hide any of the.
Well, that's how you get the
and they all
acapella.
do that. They all do that. They all have some sort of phasing to them. I mean, even DJ. I mean, you know, every so often I'll put on DJ and I'm like, it sounds good. You know, when people say one sounds better than the other, it depends on what you're doing. If I put an acapella and the beat only, I don't think there's anything better than Serato. If the beat is there, okay, and you compare that to anybody else's when the beat's there, Serato's just sounds punchier. But DJ has really good stems. Obviously, so does Virtual DJ, but it's never going to be as good than doing a standalone rip. You know, like just processing it and then running with it. You're gonna have a much better sound because all this stuff is live and on the fly. So the fact that we could even get to this point is more impressive than the fact that there's better ones out there. Drew asks, is Ripex better than Isotope?
Okay, so RX11 is a great program. That's a really good program. It's been around a long time. The only thing is you have to finesse it a little bit. And Ripex is a little more. So they have a studio version, which I think is phenomenal. So, okay, difference. If you get the Ripex Studio, you can actually get, like, you know how if, let's say you were doing a Michael Jackson record and you just wanted the horns and you just wanted the clap and you just wanted the kick, you can literally stem out the whole record. Like,
yes. Every single sample you can stem out.
Correct. And if there's an error, I don't think my license is active right now. If not, I'd show you. But if there was an error, you can actually move the snare. Like if, let's say it's in the wrong frequency, you can actually move it out. I can't even describe to you. It's something like from some other planet.
Yeah. The only problem with Ripex, it had nothing to do with Ripex itself. It's the GUI. It is a very unique looking thing, and when it rips and it shows you like the breakdown, it looks like hieroglyphics. You know, that's really the only thing that I can't stand with it. So I just rip and get out because technically speaking, you can make full-on production in Ripex Studio if you really choose to. I just can't. Again, remember what I was saying. Sometimes graphics user interfaces, it messes with you. You know, and if you don't feel comfortable when you're looking at it, you're probably not going to use it that much. So, you know, get into something that works for you. I mean, he uses like stock gray Ableton. Like, that's crazy to me.
That is really bad. Yo, I will say this. It does look like a jailhouse program. Somebody said, I think it was Mac Joseph, was like, I don't like the GUI. I get it. It does look like a Mac, like a jail. That's the one thing they always tell me. They're like, even FL Studio looks so much sexier. Like it's gotten really good. We salute to Mac Joseph made a really good point. He said, yeah, Ripex is dope because you can move around the keys. That's another thing. You can actually change the keys and parts of the keys. So like, let's say it's got a horn or something and you want it to go up or down. I mean, you can get nerdy with it. You can really get nerdy with it.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull one up. Hold on.
Yes, you can pull it up. I'll stop sharing. This is really cool though. Like, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate, you know, for me, it's always been a big thing to, you know, I just get really nerdy with it. So I appreciate you guys. Again, if anybody has any questions, make sure you hit us up on Instagram.
All right. Now, how do I do?
Oh, there it is. And we'll full screen it.
How do I switch this around? Hold on.
Yeah, I'll full screen it. Here we go.
Okay. So yeah. So this is after you've made the rip, right? So yeah, so that's after you made the rip. And once you pull it, this is all of the sounds that are in the file. And it's like, it literally is hieroglyphics. I don't know how anybody could actually use that, but I can go in here if I really wanted to and take this one, hear that? And I can move that and literally change the key. So now you can literally make brand new harmonies
Yep.
just by moving some things around. So it's little things like that.
Melodyne.
Yeah, but again, though, we're talking about you got to be able to transcribe that, and for some
You
people,
have to know how to do it.
it looks insane. But
Drew Sims said it looks like Melodyne. That's the program that they took the same idea. Yep, you're right. 100%.
There you go. There you go. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh my says, do you know if you can use the new GoPro Hero 4K to live stream a DJ set? Why can't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In fact, I think doesn't the new Hero have Twitch and YouTube built in?
Correct. I think you can even do it without all
your credentials. Yeah. And you can live stream right off the bat. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And if you wanted to hardwire, you have to get that media kick. So then you have the USB-C out. But I think you can do it if it opens. I think it still has the USB-C.
Yeah. See, so this is my pretty Cubase. Cubase Pro Tools. That's my pretty one. This one looks good. It's just nice and clean. Gets away from that prison gray. And it just looks better. Now, the difference is I got way too many apps open in the background right now. But the difference is, like if I were to go to Serato Studio, why is it delaying? Is this stuck in oh, there we go. Okay. Makes it easier to kind of look at and see. But like Serato Studio looks unique in its own right. It's like a hybrid of like MPC and Ableton, because the way it breaks down is more like MPC, where this is like your loop section. And the cool thing about it is, one of the things that Kova does, and he goes into what's the beat program you grab samples from? Splice. Yeah. So what they've done is they've actually have these kind of easy to use,
like a beat pack or something.
What'd you say?
Like a beat pack or something?
Yes, exactly. So I can go, like right now it's set to EDM. If I click on EDM, it automatically makes a beat. Now I can hit EDM again. And hold on, let me move this over real quick just to the proper sound. Where is that stupid thing at? Oh, that's right. They don't have theirs in the file. Okay. Audio output. We're going to move this to... Oh, I'm not plugged in. Hold on.
Was my audio sounding like that, guys? Let me know in the chat.
Yeah, you weren't coming in. You sounded like a microphone. So here we go. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Broadcaster. All right. So there we go.
You don't have to go through one of the channels, though.
Yeah. So now I can switch this up.
I don't think we hear anything, CG.
Really? I'm hearing stuff.
Yeah. Only you. It's not routed out.
All right. Hold on. Let me switch the audio.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us know if you're hearing. Are you hearing that beat? Give us the ones if you are, 0 if you're not.
Let's try this one. Oh, okay. There's a main stereo. There's a default. Yeah, it should be any of these. Should work. Let's try this one. No. Huh. Okay. That's not working. So we're just going to pop it out for whatever reason. And we'll go back to regular audio. Then you'll just have to endure the MacBook speakers. And this is obviously just one studio kit, but I can go into all of my kits. I'm just giving you an example of this. So if I were to take just a sample, so we can go into Serato, and it's connected to your Serato. So it definitely makes it easier to find your music. And why can't I see anything? I'm truly blind now. I feel like I've been wearing glasses and it's actually making my eyes worse when I take them off.
Do you wear glasses in general? I never seen you with glasses on.
Yeah. So, okay. So we'll take, I don't know. Give me any beat. It's 90s hip hop. All right, Buddy. So we'll take Buddy. All right. And then we're just going to drag this. We don't want to drag this into the drum kit. I always forget where this stupid thing is. Because this is going to replace the drum. Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry. Here we go. Okay. So let's go here. We're just going to drag this to the song view real quick. And then we can do some better analysis. There we go. So I can take this. I'm going to skip over to the.
Listen to this jockey's.
And let's take all this off. So we just have the vocals. And then we can go back to the beat. All right, we can go back up to the beat. And this beat right here is going to still play. Hold on.
Listen to this
It's been a minute since I've used this, so bear with me. Oh, that's why. Okay, now I remember, because this has to be duplicated. There we go.
About party on this plate, but it's falling at the hurt out the gate. Make sure all the levels are straight.
All right, there we go.
Listen to this jockey's introduction to Nobody's Lazy Guy.
It's coming off a little bit. So that sounded like shit, but you can see, like, I made this little jump edit right here with crisscross. So I'll show you that real quick, just to show you how easy it is. All right.
Just go to make you jump. Now, for melodies of this
So-
is that.
So, all I'm doing, is literally just taking elements from the stuff and then making a whole new song out of it. And you can do that pretty quickly with this. It would be a little slower for me, not for Kova, but for me in Ableton. But the most important part is to just know your stuff. I mean, it's the same thing as when we're talking about DJ gear, and people, they grab their new controller or whatever, and they're just like, oh, it's not as good, or, oh, I need to get another one because this one does that and this one doesn't do that. A lot of times they do, and you just don't know because you never took the time to really learn your controller or your program or your software. Just like Serato, there's tons of things that Serato does that nobody knows about because all they know is 2 tracks and a mixer, and they're just back and forth. So there's always a lot of options. You just have to know your stuff. I mean, that's key for all of it. Know your gear. I just told one of the reasons why I went back to the MPC was the same thing. I have so much gear, and Kova run through the same thing. I got so much gear, so much software. People are always sending me stuff to test and use. And then I get to my own gigs, right? And I'm like, oh, I forgot how to do this. Or somebody's like, hey, how do you move this? And I'm like, I don't remember because I've been using 15 other pieces of gear, So once you learn your stuff like the back of your hand, and then you're like, you know what? I now know its limitations. Then you move. But don't move until you know the limitations of what you're already using. That's key, at least key for me. You guys do what you want, but I'm that kind of guy.
Can I give an outside perspective just because I watched you do your thing? So obviously it's really cool that you navigated through. Obviously there was a learning curve, so that's not a big deal. But what was cool about that was it would be for anybody, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure faster for you because you were like, it's somewhere over here, and
right.
CT's very fast. But I will say this, and I want to play devil's advocate for a little bit. I wouldn't play any of those tracks because those generic beats are generic. You wouldn't play that on the dance floor, and nobody would dance.
So
it sounds like a
no. You're right. Except for the fact that I did do when I did a Stressed Out studio. Hold on, and I used the beats that came with this track. Hold on, let me see if this is the one. No. When I did some demos for them, and I think this is it.
Let's see. And then the second one was I didn't like how the vocals were drifting, and you could do nothing about it.
Right. Yeah, I get that. And they've made some enhancements. When it first came out, you couldn't even crop the left side. You could only crop from right to left, not from left to right. And I'm like, this is dumb. Like, what if I want to have the vocal come in half a bar or, 2 beats earlier? Like, how do I do that? Oh, well, you gotta, like, that's too much work. And literally when that part happened, I just stopped. I stopped using it until they fixed that part. So you got to find out what works for you. And that's for me coming from Pro Tools, coming from Ableton. I'm like, I can do all of this stuff. How do you not put this essential thing in there? Like being able to cut from the front, from the left. So it's a work in progress. It's night and day different, night and day better than it was before. But if you're doing quick edits, if you want to just do a quick, loop and all that stuff, it's great. And the one thing that it has that Ableton still doesn't have, and I don't know why, it doesn't have automatic key adjust. And this is the one thing about Serato Studio that I think is probably the biggest selling point for it. When I draw,
give an example.
I know the key that I want to use, right? And let's say I pull a beat in, and that's the key I want to use. When you pull that beat in, it assigns that key. Any other sample you pull in, adjust the key to that. So your workflow is faster. Besides that, and the stems already being in there. But as we said it just now, most people, once you do your edit, you're going to be like, oh, this sounds great. Now, if I can just get a better copy of my acapella, because you're still using Serato stems, and from a production standpoint, it's not good enough. If you're playing it live, whatever, and you're playing it on some crappy speakers or even better speakers, they're not going to hear that. They're in a bar, they're drinking, whatever. But if you want to like send that out and have people buy it from you or download it, it's got to be better. It's got to be better. Also to carry over to Serato DJ, you can lose elastic beat grids. Yeah. So, and remember, Kova's like his ear is tuned to production. So he's going to hear every single minute detail because that's what he's been focusing on. But to each their own. I mean, I've learned a lot. Like Kova's classes literally have made me say, I don't even need Serato Studio. I'll just do it from Ableton, But I'm still on MPC. I'm an MPC. I started with MPC. That was the first piece of gear I ever bought, was an MPC 2000. And while I didn't like the standard loop-based production, now with the new MPC, they have an actual DAW built into it. So now you can do more with it. So I'm like, okay, I can take this anywhere I want. I don't have to bring my computer. So that's where I am. And it's just me. Anybody else, it depends on what you want to do. But if you want to learn Ableton, Kova's your guy. Kova's your guy. He's absolutely your guy. Don't sleep on it. Do not sleep on it.
I love that. Thank you. So last question, and then
Yes.
I know we're gonna move. But what's the unit that you're most excited about this year, 2024 so far? Because we're almost at the end of the year. Obviously, NAMM's coming. That's the next. Anything that's going to be announced. It's not going to be till January. What was the one that you were like, holy crap, this is pretty dope? 2024.
Oh my God, that is a very good question. I haven't even thought about that yet.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the chat. What was your the one you
my gear of the year 2024? Oh, man.
Yeah, what was the one that impressed you? You're like, okay, this is kind of dope.
Well, I mean, the easiest thing to say is going to be the Rain Performer. It's going to be the easiest thing. That's like the easy. Oh, well, of course, yeah, it's a performer. It's like the only real major blah 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 that came out. Yada yada yada. I would say the Rain Performer, not for the fact that it's the Rain Performer. It's the fact that it feels like in music is starting to understand that just because they believe that a product is great doesn't mean that product is great for the people outside of your office, all your yes men. Because there's been a lot of gear that's come out and I'm just like, you want me to review this? For instance, perfect example.
By the way, G Kenny just gave you $20. Thank you so much,
G Kenny. Thank you so much, fam. Appreciate you. This is the original, obviously, the Denon Prime Go. We know that there is a brand new Prime Go. Brand new is a very, very strong term because it's just brand. They didn't do anything to it but change the face and add in another chipset so you could use Amazon Music. The processor is, depending on who argues with you, says it's better. I haven't seen that or experienced that. I've never had a problem with this one. But, when that one came out, I'm just like, I don't know how to review this because it's the same thing. So I'm glad that the Performer is out. I think they needed that. I think they needed that more so than anything in their roster. Is they needed that Performer because I think people were legitimately losing faith in Rain, in all honesty. So I'd probably have to tag it to them. It's been a light year. You know what though? But I will say this.
I'll give you a unique one while you get that. I'll give you a unique one where you get that. The Wave 8s. The Wave 8s.
That was going to be my next statement. The Wave 8 is more of like an iterative approach, but sorry, literally controllers are falling all around me. But the fact there's a new mark.
I need
on
a
the
pair,
dog body.
Drew. I need a pair of Wave 8s.
Yeah, but the
I need a
fact,
pair.
where is it?
Good.
Oh, here we go. But with the new AZ
Ooh.
and the fact that, you know, these headphones truly wireless built into the controller, I mean, that's game changing. And I think it's going to open up the doors for a lot of other companies to try to do something like this. The headphones are amazing, by the way. This is the kind of stuff that like I think is important. You know, it's kind of like once you get to a certain point, like with Apple, with an iPhone, at a certain point, you're like, okay, they're all good. So what are you doing better? Why should I upgrade? You know what I mean? Now they're like, oh, Apple Intelligence and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's the things that just improve the daily improvements in life are the things that are important to me right now, because I think all the gear is really good. So it's the little things, you know, like having these things and having, you know, the Wave 8 and actually having a really good sound and a very minimal lag, like imperceivable lag, is that this type of stuff. The Wave 8 technology, I think, is probably, you're right. I think the Wave 8 technology is probably the best thing that's come out this year, because more importantly, it's opened up the door. I mean, you know, you have X5s, and I use an X5 for my in-ears, the X5 headphone adapter, and it's good. It's good. I mean, it does the job, but nobody cares about X5. You get what I'm saying? So it's only important when the people at the top are making it. So the fact that Alpha Theta is making these things is the kind of thing that opens the door for everybody else, and that's the key for me. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
Reason why I say the Wave 8, I'm just telling when we went to that sunrise sessions thing that they did, where they had 8 of them all around the room.
Yeah. When we were at the expo.
Great example. That's when I was like, okay, I'm getting what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Agreed. Yeah, I think we need more battery powered stuff in general. In all honesty, I think we need to speed up the process, because I truly believe that's where we are going for the future is wireless stuff, wireless speakers, everything. But the fact is, was it Yamaha? I think it's Yamaha. Yamaha has some wireless speakers with like some 12-inch subs, like almost turning into like column arrays. And they sounded really, really good. I think it was Yamaha. Yeah, and they sounded really good. It's stuff like that and sound blocks and all that stuff that, like, if they can make it into a legitimate, good-looking speaker, because a lot of these companies, you know, they make them and it's like technology's great, but I'm not putting that on my party. I'm not putting that on a dance floor. You know, once they can get to that level, you know, it's going to be impressive. I still question subs though, because you got to have a battery to power those subs. You know how heavy those speakers are going to be? Like, Mackie is a perfect example. Like, they're the Mackie Thrash 212s, which are battery powered. They're not the best sounding speakers, but they're 12s. The technology's there. I love the Thump Goes, but the Thrash, we have those. They are so heavy because of the battery. Yorkville, thank you, Biggie Smalls. Yorkville, not Yamaha. Yorkville. Yorkville's got some really good stuff on the horizon. But yeah, the Mackie Thump Go Thrashes are so heavy. They are almost as heavy as like my SRX speakers, 15s. And if anybody knows the SRXs, they're heavy as hell, but they sound amazing. So you get this weird kind of like, you pick them up, you think they're going to sound good because of the weight, and then you put them on, you're like, they don't sound that good because they're not that good a speaker. So I think we still need, we need a really good quality 12-inch. We need a Wave 12 is what we need. We need a Wave 12.
Tell them Wave 12. Drew's gonna get busy now. He's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, because I don't really care about the subs having. I mean, I think you always need to plug in your subs, right? Because the more volume turn up, that power is what's going to make the sound stay consistent. And I think with any type of battery, something has to give. There's got to be some sort of sacrifice on there. So I think you're limiting it. But the highs being battery powered, like some 12s. If for whatever reason the power goes out, you know, you still got some good quality speakers playing through, you know. So I'm a big fan. But you're right though. The Wave 8 might be. I still have to go back and really check all the stuff I've reviewed this year to see, but like I haven't. I'm looking around.
Look,
There really hasn't been anything
Getty Stream. He's going to give you a little hint here. He says, literally, watch Cleveland's review of the Rev 5. Seriously considered it from being on an S2 for 8 years.
Rev 5 is an excellent controller. It's an excellent controller. I know a lot. Like my son uses a Rev 5, and remember, and he also. I mean, I gave him my old Rain 1. You know, I gave him. He's got tons of gear. He can take any gear he wants. He uses the Rev 5. That's the one he likes. Brandon Ragoza, they DJ off of Rev 5s. And Brandon is, you know, an amazing DJ. So the options are all there, but a lot of people, you know, when you start messing with the Rev 5, it's like, this is kind of like the best of both worlds. Like, yeah, you don't have moving platters, but the weight is amazing. You still have your standard battle style mixer settings, but you don't have to worry about necessarily the moving platters. It's a really good board. It's a really good board. I have no reason to tell anybody not to buy a Rev 5. Let's put it that way. Yeah, and price wise, it's a good price point. You know, especially if you don't need 4 channels, which I don't think most DJs need. So I think the Rev 5 is great. Buy it, and let me know you bought it.
For the price point too.
Yeah, exactly. I know I saw a question about Amazon, Black Friday Amazon accessory stuff. I have not even looked yet, but I, in all honesty, usually around Black Friday, I typically do a couple of things. I'm going to do 2 major things. I'm going to buy probably a 4 terabyte SanDisk, because the Black Friday is probably going to be half off, and I'm going to buy another license of Resolume because it's half off. So those are the 2 things that are on my list that I'm absolutely going to do. But you know, there's not really much out there that I need. I might buy another. My monitor died. I'm using my desk monitor right now, which is like a 30. It's a 40 inch, but I had a 50 for my studio station, and it died just out of the blue. So I'm going to buy another one of those. I've seen some as cheap as like $140 for like a 50-inch TCL. That's amazing price. Amazing price. It's amazing.
Dude, I saw a 75-inch TCL for $378.
It's crazy. I actually have 2 TCLs. I mean, my main screens are Sony's, like, you know, the really, really good ones, but like my TV outside, I'm not trying to flex, so I don't want to see anybody talking to shit right now. But my TV outside and my TV in like my, you know, the living room, which I watch a lot of my shows when my family's watching bullshit. And it's been really, really good. I have not been disappointed with TCL.
How's the sound on it though? Because my dad spends $2,000 on a TV, and the sound on the TV is awful.
So you're not supposed to use the sound that's coming out of the TV.
Okay,
you have to buy a bar or something.
Okay, so here's this. But I bought the Roku TV, that ONN. Is it on point, or what is it? ONN in the dot. Okay. You know, so the Roku TV, I got 2 from moving to the house. I was like, we gotta get a new TV. So anyway, $298 for a 65-inch, and that's not Black Friday. That's regular. That was at Walmart. Mm-hmm. I know, crazy. Yo, and I bought it, and I was like, the thing sounds phenomenal. So I was gonna buy a TCL, but I was like, I don't want to get it if it has bad audio. So that's why I've kind of been waiting, because I know every
one of my TVs sound great. Yeah, every one of my TVs has sound bars on them. Every single one of them. I don't even try the speaker. Actually, no. I do have speakers in my bedroom, which is hilarious. So we used to have a 55-inch TV in my bedroom that I hung over the fireplace. My wife never watched it, right? So finally I'm like, you know what? I want to buy a new Sony for the main room. I want to get a better one, and we'll move the other Sony into the living room. So then, you know, we have two really, really good TVs. I bought the Sony, and she was like, I don't know, man. The other TV in our room is really small. I like to watch movies. I like to do. So we put then we put the other Sony, the 60-inch, in my bedroom. Man, that woman has watched that TV like 4 times in like 2 years. It's so annoying. It wouldn't have mattered what I put in there, but you need bars. You need sound bars. Something, you know.
I have 2 of them. Great sound bars. And the stock TV actually sounds decent. I'm not saying it sounds good.
Okay.
But
But you
We
have no
haven't got-
sub. How do you watch anything with no sub?
I don't watch this.
That's crazy. I don't even know. Like, to me, the sub is more important than because like I've always said, like especially in the Sony speakers are really, really good. I'm like, it'd be great if I could just run a sub and use my Sony, and then I can get rid of the bar. But the bars have to talk to one another, and the bar is the main thing. That's what communicates to the sub. So I have, and I don't even spend a lot. I have like Yamaha bars and subs, and they've been fantastic. So, I'm not at the movies though. I know some people are like, speaker snobs. They sound good enough. I only care about good enough.
There you go.
Tweak music tips. Drew Slim says some of the newer models have started adding small mini subs for sound. Well, there you go. There you go.
298. I couldn't read it. I was like, that's it.
All right. So DJ Colcut says, I think the Rain Performer should have been a standalone all-in-one. Okay. Okay. I don't disagree to a certain extent. I think, I've been saying this since the Rain 1 came out, that I think that they would sell like crazy if they'd make an all-in-one, like Rain 1 all-in-one that can also do Serato. You got to do Serato. That's just facts. But I think it's just a matter of time. I think it's a matter of time. Even in the conversations I've had, they know that they want to make an all-in-one. It's just a matter of when it comes out is the key. That's it. But they all should. If I swear, I'm like, if they come out with an all-in-one, if they had a Rain Performer all-in-one or a Rain 1 all-in-one that had the better, effects, it's a little bigger board, has a little more space on it. If they make that Rain 1 as an all-in-one, whatever they do, I feel like that would be my go-to. And it does Serato too, because now you have a backup in place. Everything's already there. You can do sound switch if you want to because of Engine OS. Like I would seriously take a look at it if they came out with an all-in-one. Seriously. Money isn't an issue. This is a
best color. Wow.
This is a completely subjective answer. Now, I will say this. If you ever get the opportunity, you guys know I'm at Harvest of Sound December 2nd through the 4th. If you ever get the opportunity, go to Harvest of Sound. If you're around Boston area, Harvest of Sound does a speaker shootout and does like every single speaker that DJs use. Every speaker. So you can really test it out, get a much better understanding of what it is you like. Because here's the thing. Sound is subjective. Okay? So what you think sounds good, I may think sounds like trash because I'm listening for specific things that I want for my party, and you're listening for specific things that you want. So it's not something that you can say, go ahead and buy it. Oh yeah, it's this one. That's not true because I swear by the LD 28 G3s. I think they're some of the best sounding speakers for their size. Best sounding. Now, are they the loudest? No. But in that price range, in that speaker size, I think the 28s are the best ones. Now, does that mean that RCF doesn't make some amazing ones in their 12s? Their 12 one is really, really good. No, but it just means that it just depends on what you like. That's all. Yeah.
Like that.
I'm in Los Angeles. Boston is the bar.
I'm gonna run.
I know you got to go, man. I know. I appreciate you though. So make sure you guys follow DJ Kova at Tweak Music Tips. That's the Instagram, right? That's the main one you're using.
Yep.
Or do you use Cova? Yeah,
Yep,
put it up on the chat right now so they can see it. DJing for 400 people. No column array will work for 400 people. Not one. Not one. And if you think so, I need you to come talk to me.
Sure. Show you. All right, guys. Listen, thank you so much, CT. Appreciate you.
All right,
we're gonna have him on the show soon, so we're gonna have him, Nick Spinelli, on together. We're trying to work that in the works. We're gonna get CT to date, and we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Sounds good, man. All right, bro.
All right.
Good to see you, pal. All right, see you soon. All right. DJ Kova in the house, man. Doing his thing. Like I said, I don't have a lot of like truly good friends. that I found from social media, but I've made several, and but I can only count them on my hand, like literally on one hand. One of them, DJ Cova. Another one is he's in the chat, Professor BX. I consider him to be a great friend. He comes to my my Hanukkah parties every year. His wife is amazing, so they're great. I've become really good friends with like Nick Spinelli. Who would have thought? And PJ, obviously. Who else? Mojax, and contrary to what a lot of people think, DJ Carlo is a really good guy. Contrary. Yeah. So, I want to be able to trust people, and it's hard in this industry to have people that you can be honest with, that you can talk to, and know that the information that I'm giving or they're giving me is not going to go anywhere. Like they'll tell me something nobody else will ever know until the product is released. So it's very hard to find that. A lot of people, they love the clout. They love the clout, and then that's what they do. Mac Joseph, you are my online friend. You're my online friend. Does that mean we can't be closer? That's not true. Oh, another one. G Kenny in the chat. G Kenny. We have had many conversations offline, and we've actually met up. He's come to some of my shows. When we went and saw Waddy J battle Devin Hype just last week. G Kenny is a great guy. If you have an opportunity, you should really talk to G Kenny. He's a great guy. So definitely. But yes, Mac Joseph, we'll figure it out when I see you at NAMM. We'll see how good of friends we are when we hit NAMM. DJ review. I'm literally finishing up right now on my on the meta video. I was gonna do it last night, and then I had to do daddy duty. Kids are a thing, family life. Like we have not gotten our schedules right yet. So my daughter is at a new dance studio, and it's in North Hollywood, right off of Lower Canyon. So North Hollywood, Studio City. And my daughter goes 4 days a week, and she goes right after school, and then she gets off at like 8:30, give or take, sometimes 8, sometimes 9. So when I leave to go drop her off, there is nowhere that I can go because I'm in traffic for like an hour and a half trying to get back home. It takes like 45 minutes to get there and an hour, 15, hour 30 to get home. So I end up staying out there. And my gym is close by. I go to the gym. When it dies down, I go to the office, try to do some work. So needless to say, I'm just trying to balance my time, and I'm not there yet. That's why things are taking so long. But it's coming out. The MetaQuest one will come out. Actually, it's done. I just need to post it now. So I need to play it straight through, start to finish, just to make sure there's no gaffes. And then no matter what, DJ review will be out before I go to Boston. No matter what. All right. So besides that, it's 1:00. We've been on for a while. Unless you guys have any major questions that we can discuss right now, I'll wait a couple of minutes to get some questions done, and we'll go from there. If you guys aren't following my Instagram, you need to, which is right here. That's my Instagram. I posted something different this week. Yesterday, I posted a mini speed round gig log, like a minute long, and take a look. Enjoy. If you're not following me on Instagram, you're missing out, because there's a lot of content that goes through Instagram that does not hit YouTube. Very, very important. I'm not trying to get you there to bump my numbers up. I don't care about my numbers at all. They're at a level where I'm very, very happy with where they are. But if you really want to get the full experience, then you definitely need to follow me on Instagram too. I posted the entire Waddy J Devin Hype video from the battle. I posted that last week. So there you go. Sorry, Mixmaster. Mixmaster is definitely a friend too. There are people, you know. I have like good friends, which I consider to be like almost family now. Then I have some regular friends that are like, oh, hey, we can hang out. You're cool people. And then I have just like associate people, and I have a lot of associate people. Primarily because I don't keep a large circle. It's never been my thing. I'm very, very solo-esque. So if you are part of my circle, and not a flex or anything, but consider yourself lucky, not because I'm great or anything, but just because I don't have a lot of really close friends. My wife makes jokes at me all the time. She still won't let it go. That one time she was like, oh, hey, so-and-so wants to have a dinner date and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't have time for new friends. She still brings it up. But you don't have time for new friends, right? Or if like we'll meet somebody and we do get along, she's like, no. You don't have time for new friends. Like, just let it go. It's almost like I'm married to Mac Joseph. Like, she won't let it go. She just keeps going on and on and on about it. And if you remind me of my wife, Mac Joseph, like in real life, we can't be friends. I married one. I don't want to. What about the cooking show? Who knows? Who knows if we might do another cooking one? If people believe that I actually can cook and that I really did cook that live while I was doing the video, like that's key. Nobody thinks about that, but like everybody was like, "Oh, you didn't do this live. You didn't cook this." I'm like, I actually did. I'm capable of doing more than one thing at a time. That was key. I'm capable. I mean, we're DJs. We spend half our life multitasking all the time. You mean to tell me I can't talk and cook at the same time? Like, that's crazy. Crazy. It was broccoli and chicken. Sheriff's Vlog says, is the XDJ AZ and CDJs specifically made for EDM? No, I would not say that at all. As a matter of fact, if you really think about that, there's a lot of DJs now. A lot of DJs that on their riders, especially hip hop DJs. So that's what we're talking about. On their riders, CDJ 2000s or 3000s and an S11. I've said it before, but I truly believe that's probably the best combination of gear. And I love turntables, but as far as like taking them out and going out and being, I don't think there's anything better than that, you know, especially when you're dealing with vibrations and bumping and weather related and all these things, like, you know, it's great. So the XDJ AZ, I don't consider that to be an EDM controller, in all honesty. I think it's an open format. In reality, it's an open format mobile DJ controller to me. That's my opinion. You know, yeah, you might see them on occasion at a couple of gigs or whatever, or at some nightclubs, because it's easy, because they put it out there and you can use USB sticks. Plus you can use, you know, Serato and things like that. But in my opinion, it still feels like a mobile DJ controller, you know, and I got one right over there. Over in December, I got to figure out when I'm going to start DJing on Twitch, but I'm going to start DJing with all this gear that I have sitting around here. So I don't know. I think everybody's different. I mean, because if you can make the same argument, an AZ and a Prime 4 are very close in what they do. So why isn't a Prime 4 considered EDM? You get what I'm saying? Like, most Prime 4 people are mobile DJs. So I feel the same way about the AZ. So, but that's just my opinion. I will still give you a kidney. No, I don't want a kidney. Who did you? So the sign, Mr. Spence. The sign comes from DJ Solstice, SOLSTICE. You can find him on Instagram at DJ Solstice. He's the one that has these made for me. And we have like 4 of them. And quality's great. Haven't had any issues with it. It's good. It's good work. And it's affordable. It's not too expensive. So yeah, DJ Solstice, check him out. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Well, if you are there, Drew, make sure you come by and say hi. All right. That's it for me, guys. I think I'm going to get out of here because I do have some calls to make and some stuff to do and some videos to finish. Last question. What's your thoughts on DJ saying it's very difficult to quick mix or do open format on USB sticks? I'd say a very simple thing. Okay. This is going to be real simple. Quick mixing has nothing to do with USB sticks. Quick mixing has to do with the fact that you know your music and you know where your music is, and you have it broken out in a way that makes it easy to quick mix. That's it. I mean, there's a lot of people out there right now that don't quick mix correctly because they're looking for music because their folders are all jacked up and nothing's where it's supposed to be. Labeling, cue points, all these things are what help you to be a better quick mixer. So that's key for me. I don't think there's any reason that you can't quick mix on thumb drives whatsoever. The people that complain about thumb drives, and I'm one of them. The issue is not the thumb drives. The issue is the what if scenario. Meaning, what if somebody asks me for something that I got to search for, or I got to go on my computer, or I got to download it, or I got to buy it. Like, those are the things that I think, especially for open format, when you're like, oh, you know what? I don't have every song on my thumb drive, but I want to pull this one random song because somebody's singing a song or something sparked it, and I want to go here. On thumb drives, you're stuck with what you have. Now, there's some big ass thumb drives out there. So for the most part, there's no reason that you can't put your entire database on a thumb drive. There's no reason you can't do that. But you still need to have organization. That's key. Organization. See, this is a backhanded statement from Mac Joseph. Okay, I want you to understand this. What he's really saying is you should not quick mix every song. That's what he's really saying. So the know your audience means don't quick mix every song. which would apply to any DJ, anywhere, anytime you DJ. You gotta know your audience and what you're playing for, but I will never tell anybody that you should not quick mix. I will never tell anybody that every party that you ever do, that you shouldn't quick mix, because there's a lot of people out there that believe that you absolutely shouldn't quick mix. Well, not when you got big mama in the house and you're playing the stuff. You can't quick mix. No, that's not true. You can. You just have to know when to do it and when not to do it. A lot of people go, I just quick mix and I just go. That's not the right way either. Okay. Ebbs and flows. When you're DJing, maybe in the beginning, you're slower. You're letting songs ride, right? Then you get into the meat and potatoes, and you got a whole bunch of people, and you got a whole bunch of different demographics, and now you're flying through music, giving everybody what they want. But then there's certain songs you might play. You're gonna play the whole thing. It depends on the song. It depends on what it is. It depends on the popularity of the song. That's very, very important. I'm not talking about playing like disco or any of that stuff, but it depends on the popularity of the song is how long you play a song. Brand new songs, typically you stay in longer. Older songs, you mix out. Usually, I set the time around 2.5 minutes is like the longest I typically play. But if I'm playing like a Don't Stop Believin', if I'm playing a Bohemian Rhapsody, I'm playing all those songs all the way through. You get it? But I don't need to play Baby Got Back all the way through. I can cue point to the third verse and then go from there. I don't need to play Push It all the way through. Things like there's certain songs that you should quick mix, and there's certain songs that you shouldn't. If you're playing for like 30 and below, if you're playing at a club, absolutely you have to quick mix. Okay, club life is not like it used to be. You cannot ride songs. You ride songs, you're gonna bore your crowd. So you have to be able to mix fast. And A lot of people don't want to quick mix because they're afraid they're going to run out of music. I said it on a video, and I will keep saying it. Most people don't quick mix. They don't quick mix correctly because they don't know how to read their crowd and the music, and they're afraid they're going to run out of music. I don't need to see Solstice. I mean, in reality, the fact is, there's no place that you can't quick mix. There's no place. In all honesty, and if you're trying to get people to stay on the floor, you got to quick mix. If you're playing at the barbecue in the backyard, yeah, you're going to play whole songs. You're playing for a whole bunch of, 60-year-olds, and you're playing disco and all that stuff. Yeah, you got to stay on songs longer. This is all just DJing, though. You get what I'm saying? It's all DJing. So you'll get there or you won't get there. But either way, it's all just DJing and being able to understand the dynamics of your crowd. That's it. But they're not like us. Perfect example. You don't have to play that whole song. In fact, after the first verse and the hook, you can really get out. And if you're really creative, and I'm not talking about going and downloading some re-edits from somebody else. If you're really creative, you'll utilize the assets in a song to make the song longer without actually making the song longer. What do I mean by that? And this will be the last thing, and then I'm going to get out. I mean that if you are playing not like us, right? A lot of times I start with the say OV hell part, and I'm playing that over the instrumental of the beat that's already on there. Okay. So I'm playing that part right there. Then after they've said it a couple of times, I'm right into the hook. Okay. So you got the hook, bam. They're able to say that. From the hook, I'm back into the first verse. All right. Play the whole first verse, then the hook again. So now you've played 2 hooks. That is more than enough for most people out there. Okay. So all these songs, when you bring stuff in, if you can start with the chorus and then you can end with the chorus, nobody's going to complain. Nobody's going to complain at all. So, but a lot of times people feel like you didn't give enough of the song, but reality is not that you didn't give enough of the song. You didn't play the chorus enough, because that's the thing they know. That's the thing they want to sing along to. So I haven't played Wannabe. I haven't played Holla Back Girl in full in years. It does not matter. First part of Holla Back Girl, better around that track, that part, basically the chorus there. I play the hook, then I transition into the bananas part, and I'm out. I've never had a single person say, why didn't you play the verse? You don't need to. You hit the hot spots of the songs, knowing your music, you won't have any problem. But like I said, a lot of people, they play the wrong part of the verse. They play the wrong verse, and then they get out of the song and people are like, oh, you didn't play Biggie's part. Why didn't you play Biggie's part? Oh, I thought you wanted me to quick mix. No, I want you to play the parts I want to sing to. After that, I can get out of it. Blow the Whistle. Blow the Whistle is another perfect song. You don't have to play the whole Blow the Whistle, but you better play the first verse so they can scream bitch when What's My Favorite Word comes on. And then you can mix out right on the hook. Nobody's going to give you anything. But it depends. It depends. So anybody that says all you do is quick mix or you should never quick mix, you still got some learning to do. You still got some learning to do. And I mean, I have watched some of the best DJs play. And most of them, some songs are longer, some songs are shorter. And if you're playing for kids, if you're playing for 18-year-olds, if you are not basically, in a lot of times, mixing hook to hook to hook to hook, you're going to bore these kids out. These TikTok kids, you're going to bore them out. I don't need to play 2 verses of Blow the Whistle. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's not necessary. That's all I'm saying. Kayla in the building. What's going on? But look again. I'm telling you how I DJ, right? I'm not telling you how you should DJ or if what you do works. Now, what I do know is I've seen some DJs play and they play their way and I'm like, okay. And I listen to them and I watch the crowd. Those parts when I'm like, look, crowd's not really into it right now, you know, but they like to sing along. They like the third verse. Then start with the third verse. Start with the third verse. Go hook, third verse, hook, and get out. Because these people they're not the same people that they used to be. Sorry, guys. It's just facts. It's just not the same. Stop saying certain songs, Mac. All Mac does is argue with me. He's being politically correct, but this is an argument. This is an argument. Mac's arguing with me. So, you know, but look, and again, whatever works for you guys. But I've seen many DJs and I'm like, you know what? This is a good DJ. Do you know how much more energy would be on his party if he just sped up his mixes a little bit? I've thought that many, many times because I think people have accepted this weird thing that's like, hey, people are dancing. People are dancing. Your job is to get people dancing. But that's just the baseline. You play music, you get them dancing. That's not the whole thing. Your job is to create an energy. Your job is to create a vibe. And if you're just playing the same way the whole time, you're not giving you're giving them a vibe. You're giving them it's whatever, do what you want vibe, you know, but you're not actually controlling the vibe like you should. That's all. And again, everybody's different. Do what you do. I've seen it both ways. I've seen people playing basically the whole thing throughout, and I've seen people that quick mix. I've seen people that do a little bit of both. You got to do a little bit of both. You have to. But at a nightclub, you cannot stay in music. Okay? If you do, I'm telling you right now, you're missing out on the opportunities for having more amazing sets at nightclubs. You want to do it on your weddings or whatever? Okay, fine. But you cannot play whole songs in a nightclub. They don't even play whole EDM anymore in nightclubs. They go from like breakdown to breakdown. It's not the same, you know, but I think a lot of people tell me it's the same. Tell me it's the same because they're not exposed to other people. They're not exposed to other DJs. They're not going out. They're not seeing how DJs are playing now. That's the problem. Now, there is a limit, okay? Because I've gone to certain things. As a matter of fact, there was a DJ at DJ Neva's celebration when he passed, and he was straight from New York. When I tell you, I have never experienced mixing that fast in my life. And I was like, this is too much. This is too much. But if you go to New York, they expect that. You know, you understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm not going to tell people you're doing it wrong if it works for you and if it works for your market and your demographic. For my market, my demographic, I cannot stand songs long. Cannot. I'm playing for, 13 to 25. Every time you stand long, after the chorus goes away, they stop moving. Stop moving. They're done with the song. They're over it. You know your crowds. You know how they work. But I'm telling you, if you just incorporate a little bit, some quick mixing, even if it's just like medleys of songs, like, oh, I'm going to do a quick mix disco medley. Cool. Okay. If you do that. Now, the trick is you can't stay in, if you move genres as open format DJs should do, if you move genres, you have to allow to be in that genre for at least 3 or 4 songs. Okay. A minimum of two, but at least 3 or 4. And you can get more done and not alienate people if you're, and quick mixing is, it's relative, right? I mean, technically anything that's not the whole song is quick mixing. I know some people hear quick mixing and they're like, oh, I do a verse and a hook and then I'm into another song. And sometimes I just do the chorus. Like that's extreme quick mixing. Okay. But in general, most people quick mixing, usually it's verse, chorus, and they're DJing out on the chorus or the bridge. And that's fine too. You know, you give somebody 2 minutes of a song, that's more than enough, in my opinion. Do you think music has devalued? Well, I mean, Mac, first off, songs are shorter anyway. Songs are literally 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes long. So you're still playing whole songs, but they're so short. You are essentially quick mixing, even if you don't think you are, but you are, because you're staying underneath that 2 minute mark. Music, I don't think music has devalued. I think everything is devalued now. I think everybody thinks that everything should be free or given to them, and if they got to pay for it, that it's not anywhere near the value that it is. So I don't think that's the case. And as DJs, our job is not to kind of think if music is devalued. Our job is to, appreciate music, any music that we're playing, and do a good job mixing it. That's it. Yeah. So that would make sense because, he's used to being able to play 3-4 minute edits of songs. And now he's got to move faster. And for a lot of the older DJs, and look, I'm an older DJ. Okay. But we're not old. We can learn new things. We can move on and do more things. So I'm of the mindset that it's like, if you stay present, if you stay active, if you stay out there seeing what the new people are doing, figure it out. Or don't, and go and find a spot that works for you and stay there. There's a house club, a soulful house club that I do every so often called Utopia. It's at Mama Shelter in Hollywood. And they're in songs 4-5 minutes at a time. And when I first went there, I was getting out of songs and I saw the look on people's faces. I was like, oh, I got to stay in music longer. I have to stay in music longer. You get what I'm saying? But that's also me using my eyeballs. Get your head out of your computer. Get your head out of this and start looking up. See what your songs do. Play a song, look up, look around. How is the song I'm playing impacting the dance floor? Ooh, I see a lot of people that are like, it's not really my song. Okay, I'm going to get out of this song faster. You're still quick. That's a quick mix. Okay? But it's reading your crowd. And if your crowd's feeling it, and I mean truly feeling it, not this bullshit that some people say are like, hey, people are still dancing. That's not the same. It's not the same. Alcohol will make you dance to some of the worst music and DJs on the planet. Okay? So let's not go there. They're dancing because they wanted to go to a nightclub, they wanted to go to a wedding, and they wanted to dance. That doesn't mean that what you're giving them is what makes them excited. Okay? So we need to stop this. Well, they're dancing, so what's the problem? That's not the answer. It's not the answer. Not the answer. You just got to know, you got another crowd. A lot of people are stubborn, and they don't want to try new things. Hey, okay. You don't try new things. Cool. That's just more work for me. I mean, there's a reason that my phone rings all the time for my DJs and for our events. There's a reason for that. People see the other DJs. I mean, look, okay. I know a lot of you guys are wedding DJs, and I'm going to say this so you can understand the difference. A lot of you guys are wedding DJs. So what does that mean? That means, or you're corporate DJs. So that means that when you do a wedding, once that wedding is over, you're probably never going to see that crowd again. And if you do, maybe it's 2 to 3 years down the line. Okay? You can play the same set over and over again. When I DJ bar and bat mitzvahs, we are on these things called circuits. Okay, so when a client sees us, either the year before or even in the same year, they're like, "Oh, I want to book that DJ." We will run into the same people, the same families, the same kids every single weekend. So the experience I'm saying is based upon the fact that these people all know what we're going to play. So you have to be better than your average. You got to be able to get in and out of music. You got to be able to change up your vibe all the time because they're seeing it all the time. So I can't do the same thing over and over again like the wedding guys can. You can't. It's impossible. And it's the same thing as if you're a DJ at a nightclub and you get the same people coming back to the nightclub every Friday night. You're going to keep playing the same set over and over again? You're going to change it up. You got to change it up. There's nothing worse than when the bartender's like, "Oh, I knew you were going to play that song. I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to do that." That's bad. That's bad. Change it up. Change it up. Quick mix it up. You're going to play the same music, but how you play it every week should be different. Okay. Endorphins from dancing means nothing. Has hookup culture. I remember losing my mind over new songs. No, they don't want new songs anymore. Clubs do not want new songs. If you're playing a new song, you're playing for you. And be prepared that when you drop that song, to get out of that song relatively quickly. Because if the clubs are so funny, if they don't know a song you're playing nowadays, they don't want to hear it. Isn't that weird? It's funny, right? It's silly. Yeah, but you have to play stuff that they know. Now you can play remixes and re-edits and blends and all that stuff, and they'll still stick with you. But like if you just say, "Hey, here's a new track that is a banger," unless it sounds like something else that they already know, they disconnect. It's unfortunate. It's honestly unfortunate. That's why when I do clubs, I'm literally doing like my bar mitzvah sets because that's the stuff that they want to hear. Mac, I think what you need to hear in your life more of is you is good, you is great, and you are loved. I think I paraphrased the help a little bit incorrectly, but I think that's what you need. You don't have to tell me all the great things that you do. I believe it. I feel like you're telling you that. I'm sure you're great. Do your thing. Kill it every time. But I just want you to know, you is good enough. You are loved. I also see loads of videos online where people are not dancing, and oftentimes it's house and techno. They look bored. Well, okay. All right. This is going to be it. And then I do have to go. I do. Here. Okay. Do not believe social media DJs. A lot of that is bullshit. A lot of that is camera placement. Like I've seen a lot of videos where they're like, "Oh, they didn't expect this coming. They didn't expect people to see this." Bam. And then they play it and they're up there doing their thing. And I'm looking in the corner. I'm like, there's 5 people over there that want nothing to do with that song. Oh, and then they pan over a little bit. Oh, look, most people are standing around. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And I think it's the industry we're in right now. It's the market. People feel like they got to post everything. And I'm just like, you guys, if you don't have something good to post, don't post it. Like this whole, I got to post every day. I got to do all this. Don't do that. Don't do it. Just post when it's right. If you haven't noticed, if you've followed me on Instagram, if you haven't noticed, my post count has dropped considerably because I was like, why am I'm not going to post this. This is BS. This isn't going to help anybody. This isn't going to make me look any better. So why post it? You know, and you showing me a good 8 bars, it's not indicative of your party. You know, it's not indicative. So, you know, whatever. I'm backing away from social media a little bit, in all honesty. I'm not there. I'm not there anymore. All right. Overhyped and everything's a drop. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, don't stress over it. You know, do your thing. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, find a way to make it better. That's it. Do you think a lot of music today is generic, like Taylor Swift or tech house? I think that we need to do a better job of starting to create our own sound. Okay, there are places. Okay, like I said, Mama Shelter, Utopia. I can play anything I want there, and they want you to play new stuff. They want to hear things that they haven't heard before. Okay, so there are places like that. But if you're going to generic club in Hollywood, that's not what they're expecting. So if you want to do that kind of stuff in general, I'm not saying you can't drop a couple tracks here and there, but if you want to do that kind of stuff, you got to play off strip. You got to play off the major circuit. That's it. And this right here, this is 100%. 100%. Here, look, here, I'm gonna tell you one thing, and then I am leaving. Labels aren't doing anything, unfortunately. Labels are trash too. They only want hits, and they don't want to question if anything isn't good or not. They just want it to be good. So they're basically pointless now. This is all I'll say. Okay. If you remember anything that I've ever said in life, all right, while you're DJing, the most important thing that you can do while you're DJing is play for the girls. If you are confused and you're struggling on that set, remember this: play for the girls. That's it. Play for the girls, and you will never be a bad DJ. Telling you. Only thing you need to do. Now, because boys, look, this is facts, okay? Facts. There's a reason, and I know dudes want to hate on girl DJs. I know you want to. I get it. You know, you think it's all about beauty and looks, but I will tell you this. Girl DJs, women DJs play in general better than any DJ on the planet. Girl DJs curate music better than all other DJs. The way they play and the way you should be playing. I'm telling you this. Trust me. Every DJ that I've ever known that has gotten big, nobody curates like them. Like, I have DJs right now, female DJs that curate better than I ever could. And I'm just like, I don't even know how you think this way, because they think differently than men. So the only thing I can say is play for the girls. You're never going to play like a female. Their frequency is just different. But everybody else, play for the girls. That's it. All right. So here's the thing. Next week, the show is on Thanksgiving. So I'm not going to do a Thanksgiving show because I'm assuming that most people won't attend. That's my guess. I could be wrong. I mean, let me know in the chat. Do you want to have a Thanksgiving show? Because if not, I'm going to push it to, I'm going to push it. Well, I can't do Friday because I think I'm doing the battle. I'm judging the battle for DJ Kova on Friday, but I'm thinking about doing it on Wednesday afternoon, somewhere around there. So let me know in the chat what you think. Let me know in the chat. What I find interesting? I find interesting numbers wise. When I'm alone, my numbers are better than when I have people on. Why is that? Why is that? It's very weird. It's very, very weird. I've seen it like clockwork. Anytime I bring a guest on, it's like, boo. They leave, the numbers go up. Why is that? Somebody tell me. I don't understand. Do you really like hearing my voice that much? Anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna wait 1 minute just to see. It looks like everybody's here saying Wednesday will work. I get that, Andre. I get that. So yeah, we'll do it on Wednesday. And let me just check my calendar real quick and see what my Wednesday is. I'm hoping that I don't get a lot of meetings called for Wednesday. And then I have to check to see if my wife's like, we're doing this. Why did you do that? Thanksgiving break. My daughter will be off that day. So she'll be annoying and in here. Yeah, Wednesday looks cool. I think I'm going to turn off my Wednesday meetings. I think that's going to be a break week. Your voice is crap, but topics are great. Man. So I will say this. I'm a flex a little bit here. I have had more people tell me that my voice is soothing. And I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about dudes that are like, I don't know what it is, man, but I like hearing your voice. So I don't know what it is, but I've had enough people tell me that it's smooth. So I'm not going to believe anything you say, Pete. All right, so it's going to be Wednesday. I don't know exactly what time we're going to make it. We may make it 10 or 10:30, but maybe we'll do a later one. Maybe we'll do like a 2 or 3, because I know a lot of people are going to get off work early. So maybe that's a choice too. I'll figure it out. I'll throw it up on Instagram too, so you guys can tell me which one you want to do. But it's going to be on Wednesday. I just don't know what time yet. I haven't done a late night, like 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock one. I haven't done a 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock PST one. I don't think I've ever done one. Maybe I'll do a night one. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'll figure it out, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out today. Make sure you watch all the new videos that are going to be posted. There's one coming out for Meta, so watch that one. It's late, but watch it anyway. And then my DJ review. I also have a Phoenix Pro review that's coming out. And I have a new mover from B-Topper. For B-Topper. So we'll get to that. So those I want to do. If not, then they'll come out after I get to Harvest of Sound. And I'll do a Harvest of Sound. I'll probably do a Harvest of Sound gig log. I'll probably do one. Yeah. And we'll see how the numbers are. If the numbers are trash, it'll be the last gig log I ever do on YouTube. All right, y'all. Hey, have great parties this weekend. I'm sure you guys are having parties. I'm doing an LED wall plus the other 8 parties that we have. LED wall and lighting. We're doing full on production on this party. So I'll do a little quick video on my Instagram, which we're starting now, and we'll go from there. So everybody else, have great parties. We will see you next time. Peace out. This isn't my normal stream, so I don't even know where I'm going. So peace out, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.